everyone, and welcome to Foil Friday. Basically, Tinfoil Tuesday for this week since I missed Tuesday. How's everyone doing? Let's see what we got going on. I know we are close to a hype train. Annie Kai, thanks for 7 months. Because we missed normal Tinfoil Tuesday, I will do the tinfoil outfit if you guys would like today. Assuming we get to, you know, the levels of the hype train. Same prerequisites as usual. Sorry, I'm having trouble talking today. Procagom, thanks for 6 months at tier 3. So rad. Says getting close to that sub baby. It's gonna be a big one too. That's a tier 3 sub baby. That thing's thrice the size of a normal baby. Speedy Yoshi with 50 bits and a link. Warning, flashing lights. Ho ho ho, hottest holiday show. Cartoon Network oh god. That's cool. Oh, it's like a remix version of the Dexter's Lab theme song. Ooh. I'm feeling this. Yes. Stromboli for Wi-Fi, thanks for 13 months. Says, sup, Hannah, just made my first week sober in 2 years. Trying to keep it up, but I might cheat if the stream gets too cuckoo. Oh, don't joke about that. Still, that's good. I know that's hard. I know that's really, really hard. I just came up on, I think on, like, Thanksgiving, I came up on, like, 8 months sober. So, you know, it's tough, but I believe in you. You can do it. Bittergrin says, finished up with classes for the semester. Just finals left. 62% to level 3 already. Holy shit. Nick says, bigger than Big Stinky Baby? Perhaps, if we're lucky. Big Stinky Baby was an aberration. Krizia, thanks for subscribing at tier 2 for 16 months. Whoa, 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 whoa. Robert Morley comes in with 10,000 bits. Robert Morley doesn't show up very often anymore, but when Robert Morley shows up, he shows the fuck up! I know! Jesus Christ. Robert Morley with 10,000 bits says, your hype train bit sugar daddy will carry the day. Happy Friday. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Holy shit. I always feel weird because I usually say I appreciate it and it gets redundant, which makes it seem like I'm not appreciative. I really am every time. I just don't have a brain thesaurus. Like, how do I... You just gave me $100. Thank you. You're like the rich uncle I never had. I appreciate that, seriously. Hope you've been doing well. Dr. Jellicle with 200 bits says, well, now this seems insubstantial. It all counts. Lots of hundreds equal 10,000 if you add them up. MH Darkbeast says, evening, Hannah. Loved ink on charisma saves, especially her accent. I also do broken Russian for my bugbear ladies like Melange. Oh, that's a cool character. Cool. Yeah, I don't know if any of you caught charisma saves last night, which is the D&D stream I do with Actual Jake and some other people. Had a good time. It was the first episode of Campaign 2. So if you missed it, you can go over to Actual Jake's channel and watch the VOD. It'll be on YouTube at some point, I think, next week. I think Mondays, Tuesdays, they're shooting for uploads to YouTube. I'm not sure, though. Either way, it was a good time. You don't need to know anything about D&D or Campaign 1 to go watch. It's all explained. And what isn't explained, you don't need to know. So... Go check it out. It's a good time. I have fun playing. And you can watch me be a pseudo-Borat Russian cat girl. So, go watch it for that, if nothing else. Let's see what else. Isaac and Animate, thanks for 6 months. Robert Morley with another 100 bits says, I'm bucking for show producer. You got it. You're executive producer. Ashy Boo says, hi, Hannah. I just finished the last day of instruction for one of my classes. We learned about how language is violence because it pushes everyone everything into made-up categories that we pretend are real and fiercely defend, like gender and race. It was super interesting. Hope you're having a great day. I'm having a pretty good one. I had electrolysis today. Went pretty well. Not a ton of pain this time, so that's good. I'm not, guys, okay, I gotta talk about this. I already regret making my character a tabaxi. In D&D, for those who don't know, a tabaxi is a cat person. Basically, think Khajiit, if you've played Skyrim or any of the Elder Scrolls games. Khajiit. This is the group that this is our characters. I am the cat. The tabaxi. Nick says, "Nya." Okay. I intentionally did a cat because... No, stop with the cat girl shit. Stop with the furry shit. No! See, this is why I regret it. Because I find the trans cat girl stuff to be funny and a little cringe. So I thought it would be funny if, ironically, I chose to, like, be this character, so my outfit for the character would be wearing cat ears, because I thought it would be funny, but it's not coming off as ironic. People just think I'm a cat girl, and I don't like it. God damn it. So I'm stuck with that character for however long the campaign takes. I do enjoy playing the character, but, yeah, the cat girl comments are probably gonna never escape me now. Farquad, thanks for 4 months. Ashy Boo says, playing a tabaxi or cat folk is all fun and games until your GM attacks you with spiders and you have to have your character eat the delicious spiders while you try not to gag IRL. What the fuck? Procagum says, "Nya." eTune2350, thanks for 6 months, says, "Meow, meow, meow." Oh my god. Either way, had a good time last night. There were some technical difficulties, but we will continue to work them out. It was still, I think, on the technical level, better than Campaign 1. So that's good. Bittergrin says, there's always reincarnation. I guess. I don't want to do that, though. My last character had physical changes, you know, the professor, and that's fun for that character, but I don't want that to be every character, you know. Either this character survives to the end of the campaign, or Ink will die. Either way. Audis Noir says, your character does have a stylish wardrobe, very into the Western look. It's kind of supposed to be like a mix of, like, Indiana Jones and Lara Croft. But, like, Lara Croft in her... There's an outfit from the Tomb Raider game. Tomb Raider... 2013 costumes. There's a specific outfit from Tomb Raider 2013 that I... was kind of thinking when I wanted that jacket. I didn't necessarily give Sarah this reference, although I probably should have. I don't think I did. Let me see. Where is it? We'll get to the conspiracy stuff in a second, by the way. Maybe it was in the sequel? Tomb Raider... in-game outfits. I know. It's like a flight jacket type thing. Why could I not find it? Either way, there's an outfit from one of the Tomb Raider games. I'm not sure which one. That's a lot like Ink's jacket. It's basically an outfit from Tomb Raider with a different color and then an Indiana Jones hat. Because that's the character. MH Darkbeast says, here's a fun Hans Worm hat if you want. Hans has a gross Transpocalypse video that went up recently. We watched the Transpocalypse one. Oh, God. When was this from? I think I already had a video pulled up from him. I'll keep it to the side just in case. Stromboli says, thanks for reminding me to trim my cat's claws. Love how chill she is and just has a face of this is my life now when it happens. Do you trim your cats? Baja does occasionally. I have never done so successfully. Daddy Sume says, Hannah's confirmed furry. Welcome to the club, ooh. No. No, I'm not. Hold on. I gotta get my tinfoil stuff. I will try and be quick with putting this on. Although I guess I can put it on while something else happens. Hans annoys you because you're a gorilla. I'm an ape, so I feel ya. Being bipedal, what's that all about? Stupid, right? Alright, get your bingo cards ready because we are doing bingo. And let's get started. Okay, so we haven't checked in on CC in a little bit, mostly because he hasn't been posting a ton of videos. He took like a week off. I respect that. I hope he got some rest and relaxation. I assume his wife did not. I hope that this time of self-reflection has led him to understand that the Earth is in fact not flat. Kinda doubt it, because that's his whole thing, but, you know, we can hope and dream. So let's check out what he's been up to.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris, from
Filming in car on the bingo card.
New York, Westchester County. It's 12/1. 21.
Don't use more than 2 cards. Only use 1 card. More than 2 cards implies you can have 2 cards. You can't. You can have 1. Daddy Sume with a link. Google gobble one of us. Yeah, I'm aware of freaks.
Interesting date. Anyway, a couple things I want to talk to you about. See what I did there? It's in reverse.
What?
Okay. There's a new guy in town.
Oh no, is he gonna talk about the Omicron variant? He's gonna make fun of it because he's still an idiot that doesn't take disease seriously?
And his first name starts with a V.
No?
Let me tell you a little something about this guy. This guy had 3 friends, maybe 4 friends out in South Africa.
What?
That came out with some sort of different type of cold, shall we say.
What?
It was reported, and the media decided to blow it up into something beyond belief.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this, CC, but when you have a pandemic that's been going on for, like, since 2020 now, and we're at the end of 2021, you know what's funny? Back in 2020, like in March or April of 2020, I was reading articles where they were predicting, like, when do you think things will get back roughly to normal or whatever? When do you think things will calm down from, like, this spike of COVID? And the article I read at the time was it said 2022. And at the time I was like, 2022? It's 2020 right now. It's March. Are you kidding me? That's no way. No way we're in 2022. And this still matters to anyone. Because I was stupid. You see. And here we are. Under a month away from 2022. And it's still happening. So, good on whoever wrote that article, or whoever was cited in that article. Although maybe they're wrong. Maybe it'll go past 2022. And they undershot it. Who knows?
See, this is a perfect example of when Democrats... Craps. There you go.
Democraps. I'm sure CC's the first person to have come up with that joke. Spot on.
Lose their power. and they want to gain it back. And they have to pull shit out of the sky in order to get it back.
What?
So they're going to do whatever.
Nothing changed in terms of the powers Democrats wield between the beginning of, 2020 and now, or the beginning of 2021 and now. They've, since the election, had the House and the Senate. The Senate just barely, and of course you have, Manchin and them, so, a lot of stuff isn't, barely anything's getting done, but their power hasn't really changed since then, so I don't know what he's talking about.
Whatever they can do to try to get that power back. I'm sorry!
What power do you think they lost? Nick says, this concept of caring about others confuses and infuriates me.
People aren't going to buy it anymore. No, it's not going to work. Sorry. No. They've had it. It's been 2 years now. And they've had it. So let's watch how this all plays out. It should be quite interesting, and I'm really and it's just going to happen over and over and over again. I mean, they're never going to quit. They're going to try to do this all the way up.
If the pandemic continues to happen, it would help if people like you would get vaccinated, but I'm talking to a video right now, so
up until 2024, okay, and let's see who buys it. So far, everybody looks pretty calm right now, but it hasn't been reported on any of your.
Most people are vaccinated. I'm not. How do I put this? I do need to get a booster, but I'm not profoundly concerned about COVID for me personally. Everyone in my life has been vaccinated. Is it still a threat? Yeah. Of course it is. Just like a lot of diseases are a threat. But we've done all we can. We've, trusted medicine that has been tested time and time again and administered billions of times at this point, and so far has stood up to the test in protecting people. So I've done all I can do at this point. At this point, my main concern is for other people who can't get it because they're allergic or they're immunocompromised in some way that precludes them from getting a vaccine. Or if they're, too young, really young, or whatever else, situation might be going on where they can't get it. But that's about it. I'm not concerned for me. Not in the way that I was prior to vaccine. And I think most people are probably the same.
National ridiculous networks, which, as far as I'm concerned, haven't been telling the news since the billionaires have purchased all of them. Yeah, and that's right. They own all the major news networks, and that's why they report everything at the same exact time. You flip the channel, they're talking about the same exact thing. Sports, same time. Breaking news, same. It's ridiculous.
What he's saying isn't incorrect in terms of the major news outlets, not just in this country, but basically in any developed country, being bought out by large, multinational corporations or billionaires and then pushing agendas through them. But he's mixing it with a really stupid point, which is, why do all the channels come out with breaking news at the exact same time on the same topic? Because it's breaking news. It's happening right now, and they're all covering it because it's a thing they can all cover at the same moment, and it's a 24-hour news cycle. Something comes across the AP wire, and you look at it and you go, oh yeah, that'll get clicks. Web guy at, CNN or MSNBC.com. Quick, someone write an article about this. Take this AP, thing, and then write in our style. Write a thing about it. Make some calls if you have to get some, quotes for the article, and we'll shit that thing out. There's a reason. Money. Speedy Yoshi says, there's the Discord server I'm in just to see how dumb the owner is. He said he won't take the COVID vaccine because since he's in his late 20s, if he gets it, he'll just walk it off, and he won't trust it for 8 years because he believes long-term injuries literally means years. Me and others have posted at least 30 unique sources saying this isn't how vaccine testing works, but he's a bullheaded idiot. So, what are you gonna do?
I don't need to preach this to you. You should know it by now. If you found me, you already found bigger stations. So you should already know this by now. I shouldn't even have to bring it up. It's ridiculous. We all know that's garbage. frankly, I feel sorry for the indoctrinated people. I really do. And I think they should be triple masked now at this point. I want everything fucking covered up, man. I want every fucking part of your body covered up at this point. I don't even want to see your fucking hair. If you drop your hair now at this point, you might be contagious. All right?
No, you're not going to pass it through hair.
And I want everything covered up. I want the little beanie on the head. I want the glasses on your eyes. I want to triple mask it. They'll fucking duct tape it. Do whatever you can do, but keep nothing exposed at all whatsoever for the indoctrinated ones. You better get it. Come on, Bubble Boy. Oh man, people are just so fucking stupid. It's unbelievable. They are just so controllable. They are. And there's some people that are just gone. I mean, total beyond hell.
For instance, I know this guy online who makes all those videos in his car yelling about how he thinks the earth is flat and how clouds are fake. Some people are beyond help, so you just have to make video responses where you make fun of them. Life gives you crazies, you make crazy aid.
Help at this point. I don't know.
Stromboli for Wi-Fi says, so CC wants people to be Mighty Morphin Power Rangers if they believe in COVID? Do I get Ranger powers? Fuck yes. Purple Ranger.
I don't know who they are. I really don't know who they are. They don't even have a sense of humor. You can't even talk to them. They just wander around Westchester County in a daze, wondering what they should do next because they haven't been told what to do next. That's really some of the population here, and that really is sad. And I don't mean to laugh about it, but, you have to, because those people are beyond help. There's nothing else that you can do for them,
Do they even have Power Rangers helmets with cat ears? I know you're making a joke, but yes, they do. Bloodwine Tabletop RPG says, it's like he's used to yelling at someone in the passenger seat and everyone around him grew a backbone, so now he just screams in a metal box alone. Yeah, that person was his wife, and it's why she hates him now. This is the Cat Ranger, since someone referenced it. Yes, there's a Power Ranger with cat ears. She's a cat girl. This is her when she's not morphed. She's a cat. She's a cat woman, but people don't usually say cat woman, they say cat girl. So she's a cat girl.
Send them in a nursing home, maybe, but it's too early for that. Well, I don't know. Fuck them. Anyway, look at the sun. That beautiful yellow circle that you see in the sky.
It's a sphere.
I would like to know what an actual star would really look like. I want to know.
Okay. Ta-da! That was easy.
What would an actual flaming ball look like in the sky that's 93 million miles away?
Oh, that's even easier. You don't even need Google. Just, like, go out when it's noon and not cloudy and just... Don't look at the sun. Don't look at the sun. But you could look at the sun if you wanted to hurt your eyes. Maybe get one of those, those things that you wear during a eclipse. I don't know. The point is, like, you can see the sun. It's outside. I mean, it's in space, but you can see it from outside during the daytime, usually. I really don't know how to help a man see the sun. Ender 92 with 18 months is a year and a half. Wowee, it's been a wild time. Hopefully by the time I reach 100 months, Trump supporters will have accepted that he lost the election. Don't hold your breath. Nick says he probably voted for someone who looked at the sun, so... I don't know if CC even votes, honestly. He might be one of the conspiracy theorists that think both sides are evil. I don't know.
That's 1,000 times the size of Earth. I would love to know what it...
Is the sun only 1,000 times the size of Earth? Hold on. How many Earths can fit in the sun? 1.3 million. So it's 1,000,000 times bigger than the Earth. I thought that sounded too small. Stephen J. Neptune Man says CC doesn't think clouds are real. Has he never been in an airplane? I actually don't know if he's been in a plane, but he thinks some clouds are real, like the fluffy ones, the stereotypical, like if a kid draws a picture and draws clouds, that kind of cloud. But any other kind of cloud, he thinks are chemtrails. They're not. There's different kinds of clouds, but I guess CC didn't learn that in kindergarten. Trevor of House Belmont, thanks for 14 months. Appreciate it. What about fog? I don't know how he feels about fog. Mike Mack says, the only in Power Rangers in the Sentai, it's a swan, I believe. But here's an actual cat ranger. That's kind of cool. I want to get into the comic books. I've heard the comic books are quite good from, like, Boom Studios. I haven't gotten into them, though.
It would actually look like, because it sure as shit isn't that. And, we've proven that this thing is local. We've proven it looks like a fucking
You have not proven that, to be clear.
reflection, for crying out loud. We've proven the size is not correct. It's absolutely incorrect. Think about it. Think about it. Think. All of a sudden, one day our species comes about because we're from a monkey.
We're related to monkeys. We are apes. Apes are related to monkeys. We have a common ancestor. With chimps and bonobos, our two closest relatives. Correct. Saying correct facts while giggling doesn't make the facts not true.
Comes about, and the sun and the moon just happen to be the exact size. Well, because God...
Apparent size, not the exact same size. Speedy Oji says, so there's this new horror game called Poppy's Playtime. It was getting a lot of positive reviews and stuff, but then they announced NFTs, and all the YouTubers who played it, and even their fans were like, if you do this, we won't support Chapter 2 of your game. They did it anyway, so that's how you kill off your game before it even gets started. Oh, they did that? That sucks, because I actually thought that game looked fun. That's a shame. Daddy Sume says, I did not agree to girl Power Rangers. Boys only. Also, CC is just a literal Dunning-Kruger personified. I hate to say it, but seriously, this man is just the biggest dumbass. Yeah, I feel bad for him. He and Peter I feel pretty bad for. There are other ones that I feel like are being malicious. I don't think CC's malicious. I just think he's ignorant. He's supremely ignorant and has too much ego to actually be able to understand his level of competency, which in terms of, like, physics or astronomy, whatever, anything relating to the shape of the Earth or virology, his competency is negative. Like, he's garbage. But he can't accept that. It's so interesting.
Intended that. Yeah, he or she, whoever it may be, did. But not in the space that you think that you're in. See, I have a big problem with the Earth because...
I have a big problem with the Earth. Living on it sucks. Speedy Yoshi says, I don't feel bad for him because he's actively going to be killing old people by refusing to get vaccinated and then driving old disabled people around. He's probably going to lose his job if he hasn't already.
I believe that it's flat, level ground, and other people believe that it's a ball. I believed it was a ball, too, at one point. Until I got myself up, I went out, used my perspective, used my high-focus lens.
Oh, my God. He's got a high-focus lens. He's got a P900, everyone. Watch out. Watch out, people who've literally spent decades of their lives studying space, the Earth, physics. This man bought a camera with a fucking lens!
And zoomed in on shit, and I could see for miles and miles and miles.
You can see for miles and miles.
Where I should not be able to see. So you've got two choices. You either believe you live on a spinning wet Walt Disney World motherfucking bullshit space crap.
Thick, wet Earth. Logarth, thanks for 18 months.
Or you live on a flat, level ground and you've been lied to all of your life. Okay? All of your life. That's it. 2 choices.
There are plenty of things I've been lied to about, in my opinion, in terms of things that either society has told me or individuals have told me as I was growing up. Like, yeah, there's plenty of that. The shape of the Earth is not one of them. I'm perfectly willing and capable of examining cultural norms and truisms and deciding, nah, I don't think that's true. You know how I know that? It's probably the estrogen pills that I'm taking. Not something that, you know, if someone was just like a, you know, a sheeple following the herd or whatever, I very much doubt I would have come to certain realizations about myself. CC, I'm perfectly capable of reflection upon why I believe certain things, upon the evidence for different claims. The Earth is not flat.
Those are the 2.
And neither is my chest, thanks to the E. Nick says, get a bucket and a mop for this wet-ass planet.
2 choices that you have to make. What's it gonna be? Are you gonna get up off the couch out of your mom's fucking basement and go research flat Earth and go try to...
Daddy Sume says, I wonder if Hannah wasn't on estrogen if she would put up with me. I don't even know what that would mean. Do you think that the estrogen I'm taking makes you more palatable? Because let me tell you something. No. I'm not kidding. This is anecdotal, so perhaps this is just me. I'm not saying this is a universal experience. My tolerance for dude bullshit has gone down since I started estrogen, not up. Dudes are way quicker to annoy me than they used to be. I don't know what's up with that. Anyway, Audis Noir says, this guy has also probably never heard of Eratosthenes. Oh gosh. Why do I always have problems with the Greek names? Eratosthenes? Close enough. Ancient Greek dude from 200 BC who proved the Earth was round by using nothing but 2 sticks and the length of the shadows they cast. Not just that, but he calculated its circumference. Yeah, that comes up in flat Earth stuff a lot.
Find a curvature and say to yourself, well, either the Earth is 5 times larger than they say it is, which would...
Daddy Sume says, so I do not annoy you and you admit it, I win. Mwahahaha. You're less annoying than you think.
Make any sense. Why would they lie about that? Or we live on a flat level ground, okay? That's where flat Earth comes in. That's where I...
Wait, is it Eratosthenes? Eratosthenes. That sounds familiar. Is that it?
Come in. That's where we all come in. To answer your questions. But you don't have any. Because all you can do is argue with flat earthers about bullshit that you don't know about, that all you can do is regurgitate it from your school books. Now, if you can see that at 93 million miles away, how the fuck could you see another star that's trillions of miles?
Sorry, I was reading chat. I gotta go back a little bit. Daddy Sume says, this is the nicest thing anyone has ever said to me that I 100% believe. Glad I could help out.
To answer your questions. But you don't have any. Because all you can do is argue with flat earthers about bullshit that you don't know about, that all you can do is regurgitate it from your school books.
All you do is regurgitate talking points from YouTube videos and random blog posts. At least my sources are people who've spent their lives studying science. You know, an actual falsifiable study, something that actually, like, falsifies claims and conducts experiments and then has other people conduct those experiments. It's rigorous. It's an imperfect system, because any system involving humans is going to be imperfect, but it's a lot better than whatever you're doing.
Now, if you can see that at...
Yeah, this will count towards do your own research on the bingo card.
93 million miles away. How the fuck could you see another star that's trillions of miles away?
The light just takes longer to get here. That's why. It's also why those stars look smaller, because they're further away.
You see, people don't understand the perspective of the word trillion, okay? That's the problem. But not just 1 trillion, 2 trillion, 3 trillion. I mean, it's preposterous.
No, it's not. They're really big. They're really big and really bright. They're far away, but they're really big and really bright, so you can see them. They're innumerable stars that we don't see because they're so far away their light hasn't reached us yet. But some have, so we see them. Kia says, flat earthers say, you think we're floating on the middle of nowhere. Like, bro, you think we're on a floating disc in the middle of nowhere. Kirthan with 200 bits says, yoink. Not necessarily. Flat earthers think some of them think it's an infinite plane. So they think space doesn't exist. So they don't think we're floating in the middle of nowhere. They just think all that exists is the Earth, and it just goes on forever. That doesn't really make sense, because everything has to have something around it, you'd think. I don't know. I don't know. But the other ones who are religious often think we're in a dome. They think we're in like a snow globe, basically. That the entirety of the Earth is within like a snow globe. What's on the outside of this? If they're religious, they probably think heaven. Princess Amelia says, also there's no air in space to absorb light, so it just keeps going and going and going.
It's a joke. If you think we live on a spinning wet ball, you're fucking delusional. If you can't get up off of your ass and go do your research.
And Kirthan says yoink and become stream boss.
And then you'll find out that we live on the flat, level ground. And then you'll wake up to everything. You'll wake up to all the fucking lies that are going on. You'll wake up your friend to take that stupid thing off of him. You know, you'll wake up all your neighbors to tell them to take... it's a research shit. But you choose not to do that. You choose to sit behind a fucking keyboard, play around games, and don't know, and absolutely just talk bullshit.
Stone Corbell says it's funny that he thinks flat earth is related to masks and vaccines, because it has to be to him. To him, flat earth is such... You have to understand, the narrative of the flat earth conspiracy requires that the conspiracy be so vast that basically every pilot, every boat captain that travels international waters, every politician, every business person, if they get successful enough, we're talking millions of people, likely. Minimum hundreds of thousands, but I'm guessing millions, who would have to be keeping this secret all the time. It's such a big conspiracy and so all-encompassing that it's impossible for any world event, any large world event, to not play into it somehow if that's your pre-existing worldview. That the whole world is basically around this one lie, and maintaining this lie, everything else has to slot into that somehow. Because it's easier than changing your overall worldview, which is the flat earth thing. It's almost like momentum. Like, the belief is so big and has so much mass in your mind that it takes so much to move it in any way, because it just doesn't want to budge. It's much easier to move other things around and slot them into your delusions than it is to get rid of the delusions and replace it with facts. S-word for Pentius says, some flat earthers think we live in Minecraft? Yes, basically.
Without any research.
Hi, Geek Prime. I'm good.
That's what this population has come to. And that's why they're so easily distracted. And that is why you can pretty much tell them whatever you want, and they'll do it, as long as you've got that white coat on. That's all it takes.
Do you also have a medical degree and the consensus of the rest of the medical community? Because then I'll probably agree with you on medical matters.
Coat, little clipboard, some glasses, and you got yourself a person that can say anything the fuck he wants. And these people will believe it. You'll believe it, you'll believe it, and you'll especially believe it because she's wearing a face mask, which is a good thing to wear.
During a pandemic? Yeah.
Fuck, man. I thank you for subbing. I thank you for viewing my videos, and let me be a part of your life.
The funny thing is, at worst, wearing a mask is a benign thing. There are no negatives to wearing a mask other than potentially it being uncomfortable for you temporarily. There are no downsides to wearing a mask. Hydrate. Very strange.
Good.
Well, he still has the van. Guess he hasn't been fired yet.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris from New York, Westchester County.
Portmanteau 12, thanks for 2 months.
It's December 2nd, 21. Come on, guys. You're becoming way too predictable. What did I tell you yesterday? What did I tell you? I told you there was going to be a case, whether he lives there or not, because he doesn't, but I told you there was going to be a case of the new variant.
You predicted that there was going to be a case of the new variant that was already announced to exist coming to the United States? That's not as impressive as a prediction as you think it is. Alright, that's enough, CC. He's rambling about Flat Earth. You get it. Let's take a look at the bingo card and see what he added to it. Stephen J. Neptune Man, thanks for 8 months. The lady that lives here, thanks for 9 months, says it's baby naming time. This baby's name is Reginald Cambridge Arthur McNasty V. That's the name of this stream, baby. Okay, what do we got? Do your own research on the bingo card. Doesn't understand how cameras work when he's talking about using his camera lens to disprove that the Earth is round. What else? Okay, I think that's it for page 1. Stephen J. Neptune Man says, speaking of people who refuse to admit they're wrong, what's the link? My husband and I, it's a tweet. I know I'm not on screen right now, so I'll just read it. It says, my husband and I would be considered the least educated out of our friend group, yet we're the only 2 unvaxxed. The rest have bought into this entire thing. Yet, this is what they want, us to believe the educated people know more and are protecting people by getting the shot. Wow, it's almost like you are the dumb one, and you just proved it. Weird. Simple Cat Girl with 60 bits says, CC, you really think people just always believe white coats? Then we wouldn't have intersex, trans, NBs, and literally any other genders wouldn't have to fight so hard to be able to live, right? Ariel626, thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. Much appreciated. And thank you for subscribing for 4 months. Says, finally the weekend. I know, right? Flat Earth on the bingo card. I think I'm finally going to get to catch up on Hawkeye, because I haven't watched it yet. I'm excited. I'm going to say that's not how science works in regard to him saying, you know, everyone automatically trusts you if you wear a lab coat. Honestly, be probably beneficial if that were the case, more than it would be detrimental, but, you know, whatever. Stromboli says, do you think if CC got the chance to direct and write a Twilight Zone episode, he'd just end up making reality? I don't think he could point the camera in the right direction, if I'm being honest. Recording in car. And I think that's it. Skipped your bits? Sorry. Daddy Sume said, oh shit, Hannah, it's been so long since I saw Tinfoil Tuesday that I've never seen this new bingo sheet. Nice, yeah. Thank you. Baja made it. Thank you, Baja. Alright. guess what? Alright. Hold on. It's been a while since we had to trudge into this particular bog of nonsense, so I need a second. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, yeah, Flynn is freaking out at other, QAnon people and posting receipts of other QAnon influencers calling the whole thing bullshit. Particularly, I think Lynn Wood. Or no, wait, was it Lynn? No, Lynn is freaking out and was posting video that showed Flynn calling QAnon bullshit. So that's fun. Alright, let's check out Peter's newest video. We haven't checked out Peter in a while to see what he's up to. I hope he's doing well. I hope his family's doing well. Let's find out. Oh, God. Okay, the demeanor here is already scaring me. So that's an interesting start.
Welcome back, Patriots. It's your optimistic Trump supporter here, and I have a very, very happy message for you directly from Trump. What does Trump say? A wonderful future lies ahead for our...
That's not just a... Oh, I thought you just said gun necklace. Yeah, you're right. It's a gun cult necklace. That necklace, the medallion he's holding, is merchandise from his cult. Not his cult. A cult he is in. The Moonies. Well, they're an offshoot of the Moonies. But they're a cult that brings their rifles to church, and they worship with them, and they all wear crowns. It's very weird. They have arranged marriages and stuff.
Country. This is so exciting. You might be saying, well, that's an old message before all the bad stuff happened. Actually, this
looks like you got a haircut recently. Looking good, Peter.
is after all the stuff happened. This was a recent message. This is from Thanksgiving. I'll explain and analyze this message, but it's big because if we look around, it doesn't look like a lot of good stuff is happening, and then you hear Trump say, a wonderful future lies ahead, and you have to connect the dots somewhere in between there. So
okay, here are my dot connections. Boop, boop, boop. Trump is lying to you so you give him money or elect him in 2024. Those are my dots. Feel free to do with those what you wish.
I'm going to explain all that and the whole Thanksgiving message in this video because I think more people need optimism and happiness and excitement in their life, and we need more of that to cheer people up, especially Republicans and Trump supporters. Patriotically, click that subscription button because if you are sick and tired of all the negative news out there, even from conservatives, then you're going to love my channel. I'm going to switch my channel so it's 100% focused on the optimistic, exciting, happy stuff that's going on in politics as it relates to Trump. We need more of that in our life.
Wasn't that already what you did? Peter's political perspective? The whole idea was that you're optimistic? How is this different from what you normally were doing? I don't understand what the difference is.
So let me read this really good message from Trump. This was posted on Thanksgiving. You can find it on his Telegram account. Let me read it to you. I'm going to use the TV behind this camera as my teleprompter. A very interesting time in our country, he says. He doesn't say, wow, it's tough out there.
Honestly,
you know, are you certain?
That's pretty good placement of the TV if he's using it as a teleprompter to read, because it looks like he's spiking the lens. So, not bad. I'll give him credit for that.
Surviving, he's like, oh, a very interesting time. And you know what? It is a very interesting time. Then he says, but do not worry. We will be great again. So this first part, I haven't even finished the sentence. There's a lot in here. First of all, he's not saying like, he's truly trying to cheer us up here. He's not saying like, oh man, it's bad out there, but do not worry. He's switching up. He's like, it's a very interesting time in history. In fact, it's the most interesting time in all of history.
Right now is the most interesting time in all of history. Can I introduce you to literally all of the rest of it?
And he says, do not worry.
Does this count as Peter TV in the background? No. We have to get visual of the TV.
Really doesn't want us to worry. If we're angry or worried or stressed, we're not going to be very good at helping Trump, and he really needs our help right now. So this optimistic message is important. That's why he says all the time with his optimism.
Does Peter still not know that's not actually Trump's Telegram account? No!
Don't worry, it's all gonna be okay. We have a bright future ahead. So let me continue. He says, we will be great again and we will do it all together. All of us as a country, we're working towards a beautiful future and it's there. It's on the horizon. We're getting there, but we have to go through the darkest time. It's darkest before the dawn. That definitely applies to what's happening now. It's interesting what he says next. He says, America will never fail and we will never allow it to go in the wrong direction. What? A lot of...
It still is wild to me that Peter will take Trump's platitudes that are, I'm not even talking about when Trump says absolutely crazy shit, which of course he does. But, Trump is still a politician at this point. So, while he's not dignified or intelligent, he still does do campaign platitudes like that. He's learned to, oh, hey, we won't let things get bad because we are good. Things will be good because we're not bad. Typical stuff that doesn't really mean anything, but it's a feel-good message for your base. Not for us, of course, because we're politically antithetical to basically everything Trump wants, but for them, that's a message. It's the same as, I don't know, Joe Biden or any, milquetoast politician come out and saying, like, we will do the good, we will make things better, and not let it get worse. It doesn't really mean anything. That's why you gotta look at specific policy positions and what they're going to do. Peter doesn't seem to understand that at a fundamental level. So he takes these platitudes as if they are secret coded messages, Like he's Ralphie, trying to use his decoder ring and just finding out it's an ad for Ovaltine. At least an ad for Ovaltine is a secret message. There is no secret message here, Peter. It's just a platitude. That's it.
You might be saying, I'm pretty sure it's gone totally in the wrong direction, and it does look like that. No, it sure does. But maybe there's some coded message here. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section what you think. It could be that this is what I currently believe, that it's all part of the plan. Even all the horrible stuff, this is just casualties in a war. We're in a war and there's going to be some casualty. There's going to be some damage. There's going to be some collateral damage.
I like that Peter has slowly over time gotten more and more comfortable with expressing that he is okay with other people dying. Not him or his family. Not them, of course. But other people dying to pursue ends that Peter thinks are good for him personally. Excellent. If people have to die, that's fine. As long as Peter gets his med bed, okay? As long as Peter gets whatever he wants, it doesn't matter how many people have to die.
On civilians. That's just gonna happen. But the good news is when he says, we will never let it go in the wrong direction, what it sounds like to me is that Trump, on some level, still has control, and he's not gonna let them destroy the country. He's not. Obviously,
Peter, Trump is not in control of the country. He lost an election over a year ago. He hasn't even lived in the White House for almost a year. Like, we're coming up on almost a year anniversary of Trump no longer being president next month on the 20th. Like, are we just gonna do this for the next 3 years, Peter?
if you've been paying close attention.
Speedy Yoshi says a platitude. You mean like a platypus? Perry the platypus? I've not seen enough Phineas and Ferb to care for this reference.
Politics,
I've not emailed Peter recently, no.
They're trying to poison the world to death. They're trying to just basically...
He's unemployed and lives with his parents, right? To my knowledge, I don't know if it's like... And let me be clear on this. I don't know if Peter lives in like a separate building on his parents' property or if it is in the same building, nor do I really care either way. Different people have different financial situations, and I'm not trying to shame that. Whatever. But to my knowledge, yes, he lives with his parents, with his family, and I would chalk that up, a lot of it, to the fact that they're in a cult, what I would consider a cult, and what most people would consider a cult, and what Vice would consider a cult. But I don't know, though. I don't know. Marcus Drake says, Hannah sounds like a bored monarch. I do not care for this reference. Bring me another. I can do that. I can do that more foppish. I do not care for this reference. Bring me another. That's better.
Just depopulate the world, you know, like kill billions of people and stuff like that by poisoning us over and over and over again, and they're going full speed ahead on that. And so based on that alone, you could say, well, we're definitely going in the wrong direction. But if Trump on some level does have control over...
Trump doesn't have any control over anything in the government. He is not in the government, Peter. He was the president, and now he's not, because he lost an election. We do this every 4 years. Speedy Yoshi says, what kind of plumber are you? Takes off plumber hat. A platypus plumber, puts on agent hat. Perry the platypus plumber, takes off plumber belt. Perry the platypus means nothing to me. Ender92 says hedonism bot vibes, and I can get behind it.
For what's going on, to a certain extent, the most important aspects of like whether the United States falls or not, whether we really struggle.
Do it as a Russian noble? I don't think I can. I can try though. I can't do a noble. I'll do it in Ink's voice though. That's vaguely, it's like Borat mixed with bad Russian. I do not care for this reference. Bring me another. Daddy Sume says, if I was a robot, I would be hedonism bot. You would be... Never mind. Hydrate. No. Ender92, I don't remember if I read yours, so I'll read it again. Hedonism bot vibes, and I can get behind it. I know the hedonism bot was mentioned, but I don't remember it was that specific content.
Strongly go in the wrong direction. It sounds like he has a plan, he has the power in this plan, and he will be able to decide with his team which direction we go, and he will never allow us to go in the bad direction. So that's my take on this, because it's very interesting. He says we will never allow our country to go in the wrong direction when it clearly looks like we're going in the wrong direction, right? No, don't worry.
The cognitive dissonance is getting to Peter, because, like, I don't think things are going particularly badly in the country, other than, like, okay, let me put it this way. Things are going badly. Supreme Court's shit. They're gonna gut Roe v. Wade, if not do away with it entirely, which is disgusting. But in terms of everything else, I don't know. I think things are more stable than they were under Trump, but we're also not getting reforms that we need to make positive change. The infrastructure bill's a good start, but, like, again, it's not enough. I would agree with that. But things are not falling apart like Republicans are saying either. Inflation is a problem, but it's a global problem caused by, again, material conditions that are not the fault of any single politician, not even Donald Trump, right? I don't understand how you can look at the global financial situation caused by COVID and then be like, Biden? You can blame Biden for so many fucking things. The inflation and the supply chain issues are not one of them, or two of them.
Don't worry, Trump has a plan, Trump has the power, it's all gonna work out. And from my understanding, my analysis of this, I would say that this is all part of the plan. This is a great awakening, and we have to be, unfortunately, attacked, damaged, hurt. We have to suffer to grow, to wake up, to mature. I don't know about you guys, but I have matured greatly and have become a way better person. Just in the last 3 or 4 years because of this whole...
If this is Peter as a better person, I'm glad I didn't meet him until a year or so ago.
Trump movement. And so that is kind of the point. We're in the Great Awakening. We're awakening. We're becoming better people. We're becoming stronger. We're becoming those men and women that can help Trump save the world. That's what we're becoming. And I'm so proud of myself and all you, because I know you guys have been improving as well. We've been all getting better. So I love that he says, we'll never let our country go in the wrong direction. He doesn't say, our country's going in the wrong direction and I'm going to turn it in the right direction. He says, we'll never let it. That means he's implying it hasn't really gone in the wrong direction yet. So that is good news. Let me continue. He says, too many generations of greatness are counting on us. And this is true. In other certain words, he understands the bloodshed, the soldiers, the people who have died for this country.
Watching someone psychologically, like literally in real time, fall for this kind of rhetoric is horrifying to me. This, like, calling back to, like, think of the blood of your ancestors! And, like, anyone not being like, what the fuck, and being like, yeah, the blood of my ancestors, I care deeply about this. It's like, what the fuck? The fuck is happening? This is some blood and soil shit right here. What are we doing?
You think Trump is gonna let all those people who died for our freedom just be disrespected because he had the power to save the world and country, and he's just like, nah, I'm not gonna do it? Come on, guys. Of course. He knows not only what's at stake, which is the lives of billions of people, but also he knows that so many people have suffered and died for our freedom. So it's like we have paid a huge price already for freedom, and it's super important, and without our freedom, the world is doomed. So,
again, what does Peter think freedom is? What do you think Peter thinks freedom is? Because when someone like Peter says freedom, I always get the impression that they haven't ever thought about freedom very deeply, or what it means, or how it can be applied in different ways, or how freedom for some can mean subjugation for others, and how you deal with situations like that. I never get the sense that it's a topic that they've ever thought about for even a second more than like, yeah, it's a word they say in country songs that makes my brain feel good. You know what I mean? Nick says, yes, because they knew what they were getting into. His words, not mine. Bitter Grin says, my ancestors owned slaves. Fuck them and their shitty blood.
he's explaining he understands what's going on. He understands what's going on, what's at stake, how much our freedom has cost us so far. He's not going to let us down. He is going to continue with us, and we're going to win. That's how I see it. All right, next part. And this is my favorite part. Enjoy your Thanksgiving knowing that a wonderful future lies ahead. Woo! I just feel so good because, like, seriously, a wonderful future lies ahead. That's what I wanted to hear. That's what I wanted to hear. Heck yeah! Future lies ahead. That's what I wanted to hear. That's what I wanted to hear. Heck yeah! After ahead. That's what I wanted to hear. That's what I wanted to hear. Heck yeah!
Can I just point out, if Peter ever ends up in a news story of any kind, I did my best. Okay? I did my best. Hydrate. Ender92 says he's like a fascist baby cheering at a Hitler speech.
After everything he's seen going on in the country, everything they're doing, he looks around and says, guys, it's an interesting time. We're not going in the wrong direction, and a wonderful future lies ahead. That is like music to my ears, because that's exactly what I wanted to hear.
That's That's accidentally insightful in a way Peter did not intend it to be. Let's listen again.
That is like music to my ears, because that's exactly what I wanted to hear.
That is music to my ears because it's exactly what I wanted to hear. Peter, the truth value, or the value in general, of a statement should not generally, if it's a statement on, you know, reality, objective reality, your evaluation of that statement should not be based upon whether or not that statement makes you feel good, but whether or not that statement is in line with the evidence available to us at the moment. You, instead, have decided to live in Fantasyland, where Donald Trump didn't lose an election by millions of votes a year ago. Instead, you believe that aliens are using time travel technology to work with Donald Trump in order to pretend to lose an election, not be president for like a year, and question mark, next step, profit/med beds. I don't know. I'm very confused. This is what happens when your entire ideology is based upon what makes you feel good, as opposed to, like, reality and what's real. Anyway. Excuse me. KBS says, had some friends over during the long weekend. They lost a family member to the cult. Cult spelled with a Q, so like the QAnon cult. We showed them a lot of Peter videos as well as some of the others to try and let them get their heads around what was happened to their relatives. Beyond it breaking their brains, they pointed out the continuous goalpost shifting this entire year. Yeah. It's pretty wild. Daddy Sume says, Hannah time, make that new notification sound. Or Hannah, make that the new notification sound. No. I don't like doing the notification sounds anymore because we get so many. It would be constant and it's annoying. Logarth says, 110%, he sounds exactly like the Hare Krishnas that I meant in a hostel. Everything was good news, and exactly what they wanted was just about to happen, and all they had to do was keep following the Shah, and they would all be morally correct and pure. Yeah. I detest anything that abdicates your critical thinking ability, your moral agency, any sort of system in which you surrender these over to another person in order to make those decisions for you. Not good. Inherently bad, in my opinion. And this covers more than just cults. This covers a lot of religions, if you're a fundamentalist or whatever. You can cover a lot of things. I just don't like that. That doesn't mean, by the way, I'm not saying you can't engage with a religion and be religious. I am saying if you're the kind of religious where you are not critically thinking about anything at all in your religion, you're susceptible to being taken advantage of by people using your religion to take your money or convince you to do things that are wrong in the name of religion. Joel Osteen, basically. Think of Joel Osteen, people like that. Profane Priestess says, of course he had disrespect their sacrifices. He called veterans losers, remember? I have more respect for veterans than Trump, and I think the military is a moral abomination. I respect them for dying in the name of whatever they believed. Trump respects no one and would sacrifice nothing for others. He's a narcissist. Speedy Yoshi says, me watching this?
Oh, what the fuck is going on?
and you know, my faith in Trump.
Proverbs chapter 3, 5 through 6 are the worst verses in the Bible. Let's look. Proverbs chapter 3. Oops, that was 2. Sorry. 5 through 6. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Yeah. Basically, it's a Bible verse that says, don't, use your own reasoning. Always defer to God. Which is funny, because you're basically just deferring to whatever you were told, as opposed to, thinking about it.
Has never wavered. My faith in the plan has never wavered. Going forward, I'm just going to be focusing on the optimistic, exciting, happy Trump news because there's a lot of excellent conservatives.
You okay? Yeah, Oh. You were just making a weird face, so I didn't know. Okay.
I have a lot of respect for, who are wonderful patriots, who they're covering the negative stuff. And I just don't feel comfortable doing it. It's a bit of a drain. So, and honestly, I think the world needs an optimistic Trump supporter who's out there who's like, I got the news and only the good news. Because some people are already drained enough. They just want the good news. Just give me the good news.
Oh, God. Peter's, inner crazy is, slipping out more and more through the cracks. He'll get a little too excited, and it'll come out. It's not good. Is this a new Peter video? It is.
That's how I feel, and I'm already an optimist. I want the good news. Just give me...
Oh, yeah. These are D&D items from the first campaign. Purity and Guidance. They're 2 daggers that are a +1, 1d4 plus dex plus proficiency +1. If you use both and hit the same target, on the same round, extra D8 radiant damage. And you can throw him 80 feet or 320 at disadvantage.
My uterus is trying to kill me.
I'm sorry, would you like me to do a medical demonstration and chew your uterus out of your body on camera?
Will you take my uterus and I'll take anything else?
I will take your uterus if I can also have everything else below the belt, and you gotta take all of mine.
Right now, I'm fine with that.
Okay, deal. Go find a witch, and we'll switch.
Okay.
Nick says optimist, more like op dumbass. Alright, you get points for that one. That's stupid, but it made me laugh, so I guess it's worth something.
The good news. That's how I feel. And I'm already an optimist. I know there's other people out there who are like, you know what? If I could just get the happy, exciting news and then get out of politics, you know what I mean? Like, if all you do is watch my channel, you'll be feeling great. My channel and then listen to Trump. But mostly my channel, if you just listen to my channel, it's going to be only optimistic, happy news from now on. There's a lot of bad stuff that's happening, for sure. But I'm going to be focusing on why the bad stuff is good stuff. We need to suffer. We need to awaken for a country to get better, for example, because the world needs more optimism, happiness, excitement, and my goal is to really help with that. So if anybody asks how you're feeling, you say, a wonderful future lies ahead. Heck yeah! How?
There's a lot of good sound clips in this video, I'm gonna be real with ya. Speediochi says, Hannah speaks D&D. Me, sorry, I don't speak Italian. Thrashmio says, copium is a hell of a drug.
How you're feeling, you say, a wonderful future lies ahead. Heck yeah!
Okay, I might save that one and use it for, like... That's not what I want. YouTube downloader, because I want to download this video. That might be good if we get raids. That's pretty funny. Peter saying, heck yeah! It's kind of cute. Chaos is your friend says, I'm going to be an optimist. The Democrats are in control and trying to destroy the world. Very optimistic. Is this download gonna fuck up the stream? Oh, it'll only take like 10 seconds anyway. Okay, it downloaded already, so we're good.
Or, you know, you can do like a more toned down version. Like, I think even though things look bad, it's all gonna work out great. It's all gonna work out great because Trump has a plan, he's working for us, he's fighting for us, and it's gonna be amazing. Thank you so much, everyone. You've been super supportive. If you like this content, you know, definitely like that button, share, subscribe. I appreciate all the support. I'm trying to get to 2,000 subscribers, and I really appreciate your support getting there. And I'm, at this point forward, I just don't feel comfortable talking about the negative stuff. There's enough people covering, there's enough conservatives covering all this negative stuff that's going on, and it just feels not good to me. So I want the good stuff, and so I'm going to focus on the good stuff, and that's what I'm going to report on. Because slowly and slowly, more and more good stuff is coming out. So I'm really excited about that. Definitely share this content. I'm going to be focusing on only the positive stuff from now on, only the optimistic stuff, because I think there should be a journalist, I guess, I don't know what I am, a conservative commentator.
You're a YouTuber, Peter. You're a YouTuber. There's a word for that.
Who's really focusing on the optimistic stuff, and that's really going to help people the most, and that's my goal. My main goal at the end of the day is to really help cheer people up. That's what makes me feel very happy, so that's my goal. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you so much for your support. It means more than you can imagine. I really do appreciate the likes. I really do appreciate the shares and the subscriptions. So thank you so much, guys. God bless you, and God bless America.
Yikes. So that's what Peter's been up to. Outwardly, it sounds like he's trying to be better. Air quotes. He's, you know, doing an optimism? Air quotes. But it appears to me that inwardly he's doing badly. His weird outbursts. Again, this is me speculating. I'm looking too far into it. His outbursts belie a certain something going on under the hood that probably is not great for him or the people around him. He's probably pretty stressed out. That's funny. He did a video on Kyle Rittenhouse that I didn't watch, but it looks like he maybe got rid of it after Kyle made fun of Lynn Wood. He did like an interview, I think, with Tucker Carlson, and he said he fired Lynn Wood because he kept talking about crazy QAnon stuff. Peter must have deleted his video supporting Kyle Rittenhouse because of that. Daddy Sume says, the word you're looking for is panic, Hannah. Yeah, it seems like Peter's panicking. A little bit. So. Anyway, so that's what he's up to. Arms are getting warm because I'm wearing a sweater under this, and I'm wearing a jacket, so I'm going to take these off. He basically told Kyle to sue everyone and give that money to Trump. That's fun. Okay, so this is weird. I don't even know how much of this we're going to watch, but I saw the title and I couldn't not watch this. So you know Bob Larson? The guy who's the fake priest that does the fake exorcisms on the fake demons that we watch sometimes? Here he is talking to a neo-Nazi.
James. Can't see him. Need him pulled up on the screen. All right. Welcome, James.
It's been a long time no see, although I think I've seen you on the Dr. Phil show and a few other sources.
Yeah. Well, I'm still very much alive and well. As Mark Twain said, the stories of my demise have been greatly exaggerated. I guess yours as well. So you're still active in doing what you do, spewing hate.
Oh, yes.
All across the country, coast to coast, right?
Yes.
Yes, and proud of it.
And proud of it. Yes, indeed.
Oh, I should clarify. Bob Larson is not on this guy's side. This is a debate. Why did Bob Larson invite a literal neo-Nazi on to give him a platform even to debate him? I don't know. He wants clicks, and I guess it worked. We're watching it.
You know, here's a question. What's your opinion? I'm not sure they got this right. Vikernes and the Indo-European paganism in general. So you know that Hitler was into that. You know that he was a Nordic.
Oh God, is what he takes umbrage with against this neo-Nazi not the, Nazism, but the stuff he considers to be a cult related to the Nazis? Oh God.
Ideologue of paganism, and that there were all these secret ceremonies going on.
Bob's been watching too much History Channel.
In the Third Reich of worshiping Odin and Thor. Now you know that, don't you?
I know. I know the dead opposite, and I know the men who knew him best said he was the most Christian man they ever had met.
Hitler.
Yes.
What is your definition of a Christian man? He slaughters 6 million people, and
it's more than that. 6 million Jewish people. More than that when you include all the other people.
That's been demonstrated.
The guy with the glasses is a Nazi, yeah.
That's been demonstrated to be a
literal neo-Nazi. I don't mean he's an alt-right, I mean I'm pretty sure he has a Nazi flag back there, but it's being covered by his body on the camera.
Lie.
By whom?
By anybody and everybody. How about the International Red Cross? How about these liars themselves? If you even, in many countries, if you even question that, you go to jail. The truth has nothing to fear.
Now, wait a minute. I've been to...
The lies have a great deal to fear.
I've been to Dachau.
Oh,
you know the sign that's above? All right, mach frei. Work makes you free.
Work will make you free. And these were labor camps, not death camps.
Oh, fuck off, you Nazi bitch. We're not having this fucking discussion. Oh my god, this has been so documented. I hate this man. He's literally parroting propaganda lines from the Nazis. From the fucking Nazis. Maps and Mimics says, holy shit, I need to clip this to show to all the people that say Hitler was atheist.
And there were no gas chambers. That's been disproven.
You don't want to do that because, you know, he's a Nazi. I don't know Hitler's religion, and I don't particularly care. Really. Not fucking relevant to the discussion.
I've seen them. I've seen them. I've seen the crematoriums.
Well, I've seen what were I've seen 4 ovens at out.
Yeah. All right. I am done with this. Fuck this guy. I just thought this was weird. I don't know why Bob had this dude on. They talk for like an hour. I don't know why, but I thought it was worth bringing up. So Bob had a Nazi on. Anyway, moving on from the Nazi. This is from that It's Supernatural show. We're basically in this for the fun reenactment. So let's check out this guy's supernatural experience and the reenactment that goes along with it. Meek says, if I remember, the Holocaust is the most documented event in human history. I don't even know how you would measure that. 9/11? Not just because there's so many videos of the I don't know. The Holocaust fucking happened, though. I'm so sick of these fucking denier pieces of shit.
I want to just briefly summarize that I had this horrific disease, and nothing seemed to help. I ended up on significant pain medication, and one evening, alone in my truck, facing the setting sun, I died. And it was at this point that the truly incredible part of my journey began.
Question. You died? Oh, damn. Someone already made the I got better joke. Fuck. Slaughterama says, hey, Hannah, sorry I'm late. Knee-deep in playing Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker and having fun with the Sage Jobs laser guns. Hope you're doing well, Queen, and have a happy Hanukkah. Cool Sage, thanks for 9 months, says, one evening, sitting in my truck, facing the setting sun, I subbed. That's a sub baby. This sub baby's name is Andrew McKean Allegro.
And so I'd like to share with you the feeling of dying. I think since the beginning of time, since we literally crawled out of caves, mankind has feared the unknown. What lies beyond the darkness? What is out there? What dreadful or wonderful thing?
Baja, thank you for 19 months. Stromboli with 50 bits says, now my work just sent me a gift basket with chocolate, cheeses, and wine. Now I gotta give it to a neighbor to fight the urge of it in my house, damn it.
It's like I picked the wrong week to quit drinking.
Awaits us.
I'm sorry.
I now know what awaits us. And it can be dreadful, but if you have the Spirit of Christ in you, it is wonderful. You see, I speak of the wonders and the beauty of heaven, but I was also given a glimpse of the alternative. I think that's how close I came to being taken into the darkness or accepted by the light. And that is the focus of my life, to explain to you that yes, heaven is real, but so is hell. We've become blasé. How bad can hell be? I think that Hollywood has done a good job of desensitizing us.
That's the weirdest trope I hear out of evangelicals, it usually comes out of evangelical Christians specifically, is this idea that anyone, anywhere is not Christian because their thought process says, well, hell can't be that bad. I've never heard anyone unironically say anything like that. They make the same joke about, like, all these sinners out here just think hell's gonna be a big party where they hang out with their friends. No, you know what I think of hell? I think it's not real. I don't think it's a real thing. I don't think about it unless it comes up because someone brings it up. What?
To the formidable presence of hell. It's not an hour and 40-minute movie. It is eternity in darkness, in dread, in fear. So as I fell forward on the steering wheel of my truck, and I cried out the first 3 of those 6 words that I feel, along with the prayers of Lorraine and my family, are responsible for me being here, I cried out, God forgive me. Fell forward, and I was gone.
Daddy Sume says Hannah's hell is just me making constant horny posts and dad jokes while she tries to stream. Yeah, that tracks.
I'm not sure how long I was out at that time, but I remember sitting back up, and I knew time had passed because the setting sun was even lower on the horizon. And I sat up and I looked around, and suddenly I thought, wow, I feel wonderful. I feel incredible. I am pain-free. For the first time in years, I didn't have that dreaded pain with every motion of my body.
I'm calling grifter on this one, in my opinion. I think this guy is a scumbag that either is lying to make money, which is possible, could, you know, just be in it to try and get a decent job where he gets to tell people bullshit and take donations and not have to pay taxes because it's a ministry. Or, this is a more interesting grift to me because it involves someone lying to themselves, or at least being delusional themselves and bringing other people into the delusion because of what they think is altruism. I think there are probably some people who make up lies like this not just to make money, but because they genuinely believe in Christianity and they really want to bring people to Christianity, or any religion they're using to tell a story like this. So they make up the story and say, well, yeah, the story's not true, but the message of the story is true. Sure, I didn't used to really have chronic pain and wake up one day and it was miraculously gone. But if I use a fake story about that to bring people to Christianity, then when they die, they'll go to heaven and Jesus will really cure their pain. So it's all worth it. It's all for the greater good, you know? So I'm wondering which one of those he is. Is he in it for the money, or is he delusional enough to believe that this lie is an ends justify the means situation? I don't know. Holt, the Goblin Tech Wizard, says, I would like to volunteer for Daddy Sume, Hal.
It didn't hurt to blink anymore. In fact, I felt more alive than I'd ever felt in my life. Wow, I finally got it right. You have to take the whole bottle. I'm feeling so wonderful. I slide out of the truck. I walk about 15 feet away. I mean, I can hear the birds in the trees. It's a spring evening.
Oh,
I can smell the grass. I can see the setting sun and the blue sky.
He's a ghost. He's going to look back and his body's there.
And I'm overwhelmed that I am pain-free. For the first time in years, it doesn't hurt to think. It doesn't hurt to blink.
Preying on people, by the way, with chronic pain is one of the most fucked up things you can do. Yeah. Like, I've known multiple people in my life who have dealt with chronic pain, and I know there are people in my audience who deal with chronic pain, whether I know about it or not, just because statistically so many people deal with it. It's a really fucking shitty situation that drives you crazy. Like, taking advantage of that and dangling, like, a thing over someone saying, all you gotta do is follow my religion, and you might not have to suffer every single second of your existence. It's disgusting. So manipulative, so gross.
And I'm just overwhelmed with relief. And then I turn and I look back at the truck. And I'm filled with rage and indignation because someone has had the audacity to get in my truck. Not only that, he's sleeping on my steering wheel.
Oh, so you weren't just a ghost. You were a very stupid ghost. Okay.
And I turn in my rage to go over there and yank him out and give him a good piece of my mind.
Your first instinct if someone falls asleep in your trunk is to punch them? What? It's not very Christian of you. Slaughterama says, at the tender age of 6, I was introduced to my new friends in the whole wide world, Jesus Christ, who I was reliably informed had been brutally murdered because I had been bad. I had been a bad boy before I was born. I tell this joke and only the Catholics laugh for obvious reasons. Felix Night Owl says, matchmake Hannah, single gay guy here if Daddy Sume is looking. Alright, you two hook up in your DMs or whatever. If you both consent. Cool Sage says, not my truck, that's where I make angry videos complaining about Gen Z.
Have you ever had a dream where you're trying to run and it's as though your feet are frozen in place? You can't move. And as I tried to move, I looked down and the strangest thing, I can see through my feet. But I thought, well, that's just the medication. But I'm trying to get toward the truck and I can only move in.
That's common. List of side effects. Transparent feet. It's just a thing. My Lexapro does that sometimes too.
Inches, as in a bad dream. But I do manage to inch a little closer. And then I look up, and the body is slumped over the steering wheel. Its face is turned toward me. There's a tremendous amount of blood pouring from the mouth. I can't begin to tell you the momentous realization that the body I'm looking at in that truck is me. It is me. And yet I'm standing here feeling more alive than I had ever felt in my life. And I am absolutely dumbfounded, stupefied. How can this be?
I don't know how to explain this, but I've thought about this. Because I don't believe in the supernatural, you know? I don't believe in ghosts, I don't believe in the afterlife, I don't believe in anything of that kind. I think when you die, you die. I think when your brain stops functioning, you cease to exist. Because you are your mind, and your mind is a product of your brain. The physical object of your brain. However, I've thought to myself, you know, it's always good to have contingencies and think about things that you don't necessarily think are possible or plausible, but, you know, it's good to, you know, explore things mentally. So I've thought to myself before, if I died and I saw my body, similar to this guy, like I felt like I was outside of my body and I saw my body and I was like a ghost, I'd be fucking pumped. I'd be so pumped. I'd be so no, seriously. If I found out that some sort of like dualist existence was a thing and human consciousness could exist separately from the body, that's rad as shit. That would lead to so many further questions about the universe and how things function. That'd be cool. Nick says he is absolutely dumbfounded, minus the founded. Slaughterama says, yeah, the side effect of Jesus are pretty wild. A couple days freebasing the body of Christ and I was convinced that I was the literal Burger King.
And then the realization strikes me that I have died. I've passed. And I'm filled with this panic that I've got to get over there. If I could just get over there and get back in my body, everything would be okay. But everything was not okay. And as I struggled to get back to the truck, to get into my body, I remember noticing that, in fact, the truck door was closed. I didn't remember closing it. And it's locked from the inside. I had slid right through the door of the truck. And I'm standing looking at my dead body.
You didn't notice that you went through the door of your truck? Morak says, I have horrible chronic pain, my bones are dying, and my nerves are dumb, and think I'm always on fire. During my time in Christianity, I went to so many faith healings and nothing worked. But the thing is, my pain has made me who I am. It's an instrumental part of my development. If Christianity is real, God's intended world is one where everyone is perfect, and nobody has different lived experiences. Sounds boring as hell to me. I'm fucked up, but that makes me me. Stromboli for Wi-Fi says, if I died and I was a ghost, the first question I would have is, can I still nap? I'm a very lazy person and want the same in the afterlife. Bittergrin says, so this guy was both mean and stupid as a ghost. Got it.
And a feeling of panic spread through me. And as I struggled to comprehend what had just occurred, this momentous, catastrophic moment, suddenly I began to rise off the ground. No.
Your story says you went through the door. Why is the door open? I went through the door. Well, the doorway. The door was open, but it was kind of impressive. H-Baird says, if he phased through the door, why doesn't he fall to the Earth's core? The scientist in me has so many questions, right? That's what I'm saying. Doesn't really make sense. Ghosts don't make sense at a fundamental level.
Now I'm an ex-pilot. I have a good judge of altitude. And suddenly I'm 100 feet, I'm 150 feet, I'm drifting slowly backward. I'm drifting over the truck, but I'm rising at the same time. I can look down in the bed of the truck. I can see my toolbox. I can look through the rear window of the truck and see myself, my body, my dead body, slumped over the steering wheel. And I am terrified. I'm beginning to pick up speed, and suddenly I'm at 800 feet, 900 feet. I look out around, I can see the surrounding countryside. And when I got to about between 1,300, 1,500 feet, I tilted my head back, I look up at the sky.
It's Uncle Dan's first time taking LSD. How's he doing?
And there it was.
Oh my god. Heaven is a Sonic the Hedgehog level? Get the bonus level. We need all the Chaos Emeralds to get the good ending. Maps and Mimic says some intern got very excited using his drone to get that footage.
This enormous golden circle, like a wedding ring, in the sky, about 60 feet in diameter, shimmering. The center filled with a golden light, and then the light swung inward, revealing a tunnel.
What was the direction they gave this actor? Just pretend you're like you're getting your prostate checked.
And how many times have you heard of the tunnel of light from people who have had near-death experiences? And as I'm gazing in wonderment and fear at this opening, and again,
Unfortunately, Stromboli, it was not produced by Tim and Eric.
as a pilot, I'm a good judge of speed. I've flown some fast aircraft and some fast cars. And suddenly, as though I was jet propelled, my body just accelerates immediately, and I'm entering at tremendous speed.
Do ghosts encounter G-forces, or are ghosts immune to that? I just want to know the rules.
Into this
Which laws of physics apply to me and which don't? This is very important. Please call me.
tunnel of light. And it was as though the stars were streaming by me. And yet it was enclosed, but light was streaming by me. I mean, I know I was doing in excess of Mach 1.
I can just feel it. I can feel when my body is going Mach 1 without an aircraft. As a pilot, he knows what that feels like.
And yet the most amazing thing, typically when you have that sensation of speed, you have a sensation of wind in your face and in your hair. And you hear the rushing of the wind. Here I was traveling at the speed of God's light.
Okay, then how could you tell how fast you're moving if there were none of the sensations that are normally present when you feel acceleration? Slaughterama says, and then he woke up in a fantasy world where his only power is the ability to restart in a safe place after being horribly murdered. It's not a bad power, honestly. Morak says, what's always bothered me is how fast the Earth is moving, or how fast is the Earth moving and spinning? If ghosts aren't tied to the physical plane, shouldn't the planet just leave you behind? It's the DeLorean problem in Back to the Future. Every time the DeLorean time travels, it should pop out in the middle of space somewhere, because the Earth is at a different place. In the, galaxy, in the solar system, whatever.
Not man's light, God's light, through this incredible tunnel of light.
See, like Doctor Who, the TARDIS I can believe because it's such a complicated, or it's illustrated to be such a complicated thing that travels around space and time anyway, so it's like, okay. it can find wherever Earth is in the galaxy and solar system in any time, because that's what it does. DeLorean, I don't understand. I don't get that one.
And yet, no sound, no wind, absolute silence. And I am terrified. But in my terror, I've always been a guy that was very particular. I remember details of just about everything I've ever experienced. I was a good pilot because I was detail-oriented. And although one part of me was terrified, there was an analytical part of me that was absorbing everything that was going on around me. And I could see.
Kenichi Kudo says DeLorean might have a space-time gravitational anchor. Yeah, those words together mean something. No, I get it, though. That makes sense in terms of, like, sci-fi technobabble bullshit. Makes about as much sense as a flux capacitor, sure. Just put space, time, quantum gravity anchor is what I would call it if I were writing for Data in, like, Star Trek TNG. Quantum is a better sci-fi word. Quantum gravity anchor. That's what we will dub this. Stromboli for Wi-Fi says, if the DeLorean only jumped a few seconds depending on the time of day, they should reappear in the middle of the Earth. H-Baird says, so ghosts are held by gravity, but nothing else. Oh my god, ghosts are dark matter.
It was like golden clouds inside, but they were more solid than cloud.
No, this isn't believe sci-fi really exists.
But the tunnel seemed to go to an infinite distance, and yet there was a golden light at the end. And I was picking up this tremendous speed. My body was suspended back about 45 degrees, and I am just astonished at the speed that I'm going. I can't put a time on it, but it was very rapid. Suddenly I began to decelerate. I come upward, and I'm standing. And I'm facing, and I still don't know whether to call it an entrance or an exit. I truly don't know. A portal, maybe? It's covered in a mist.
Isn't that just a philosophical discussion about any door? Leaving the mall. I don't know whether to call this an entrance or an exit. I'm exiting the mall, but entering the world. Sir, just please, it's a revolving door. Just make a choice. I don't know what it is!
And here...
Felix Night Owl says, where do ghosts buy their groceries? I gotta know, is there a ghostry store somewhere out there?
Here
yeah, they only have ghost peppers.
Is where the journey...
It's a bad joke.
...begins. Truly begins. I had the sensation that the tunnel had closed behind me, and I had no option but to go forward.
Cool Sage says, as I got closer to heaven as a pilot, I knew I had to announce cross-check and all call.
It's covered in mist, but I can sense it's a doorway. And as you would stepping into someplace unfamiliar that you can't see, I put my right foot out and felt, and there was, although it was covered in mist, I could sense it was a flat surface. And then I brought the other foot out, and the instant my other foot stepped down, I became aware of something. I looked down, the mist parts, and I'm standing on the most incredibly beautiful green grass you could ever imagine.
Oh my god! Heaven is a Windows default home screen! Cool Cat says, year-round blueberries. Marcus Drake says, many exits can be entrances after some drugs or alcohol. Nick says, so he became a sky pilot. Stromboli says, I got set up for a blind date with a dead girl, but she ghosted me. I apologize. Apology denied.
I now know where the saying comes from. The grass is always greener on the other side. It comes from heaven. Because this...
No, that is not where that idiom comes from.
This grass just wasn't green. It had a light. Every blade of grass exuded a light.
Oh, that sounds super annoying.
The most beautiful...
Can I get heaven with a dark mode? I don't want the light theme. Dark theme, please.
Beautiful light I'd ever seen. And as I took my first tentative steps on the ground of heaven, as I pressed forward, light rippled out from the front of my foot in all directions. With every step I took on that beautiful...
Is there a Chrome extension that lets me do heaven in dark mode? I did the joke too much.
Well,
I ruined
heavenly
it.
lit grass.
That was a 3 out of 10 joke that I made a 1 out of 10 by mentioning it too many times. Learn from my mistakes.
Light, and I'm fascinated by it. Absolutely fascinated. And I look up, the mist parts even more, and it is as though a median line has been drawn in front of my vision. And to the right, there's this incredibly beautiful, beautiful field, pasture, as though it were early morning, as though you had gotten up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and you see the mist hanging over the fields, and here and there, peeping out of this mist, beautiful colored flowers. The mist continued up into the sky. Now, we as pilots called it ground effect. So there was this beautiful ground effect, and I was stunned by the beauty and the light. And although the mist traveled upwards, there was a brightness behind the mist. And you just, as you would see here on Earth on an early morning, and you just know it's the beginning of another beautiful day. And then I turned, and on the other side of this median line, that beautiful green grass that I saw turned from brilliant green to brown to scorched to black. And then the ground dropped off to my left in a deep chasm. I've walked in the Alps. A chasm is a vertical, deep, we would call it a canyon in North America.
I know what a...
Time, we're screeching. I tell you of this because it crept out and then slowly moved its head and peered up at me. Those hideous eyes, burning like coals. And then slowly but purposely.
Oh, shit. Welcome, Raiders. Oh, God. Oh, God. Welcome, Raiders. I'm Hannah. This is Foil Friday. Normally we do it on Tuesday. Normally we do it on Tuesday, Tinfoil Tuesday, but due to other... And now my voice won't work. We normally do this on Tuesdays, so it's Tinfoil Tuesdays, but we couldn't this week, so it's Foil Friday. So thank you so much. I hope your stream was good. Everyone go check out the Surfs. I assume everyone who follows me already follows the Surfs, but if you haven't, please go check out the Surfs TV here on Twitch. Very excellent channel. So what we do here on Foil Friday or Tinfoil Tuesday is we take a look at weird conspiracies and conspiracy theories and basically either make fun of them or debunk them or just learn about them. It's all very interesting. So go ahead and stick around and we will watch some interesting stuff together. Let's put it that way. Ooh, here's a good one. I'm going to end the video we were watching because it was kind of not great anyway. Good point to start a new one.
This is a call for an uprising.
Do you need tinfoil hats to watch this? They're not required, but they do help. Quiet155, thanks for 10 months, says Hannah. So this is one of our favorite conspiracy theorists, a call for an uprising. A call for an uprising is a anti-Semitic, anti-LGBT conspiracy theorist who believes the world is run by the Illuminati and Freemasons, and that basically any public expression of LGBT people is a sign of the end times, and that Satan has helped infiltrate the government with the help of Democrats and Republicans. He's a nonpartisan kook. So let's go ahead and take a look at him get real mad about an ad where Santa kisses a guy. For some reason. Schwartzy Jamie, thank you for 8 months.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. I wanted to bring something special to everyone that they can see and enjoy because, you know, it's such a dark time to be alive, right? And there's just so much love in the world. We need to all love and accept all types of love. And, you know, we just need to look at things like, well, what I'm about to show you as normal.
I mean, yeah, that would be nice. I don't really care. Don't get me wrong. I don't need every, you know, it's a double-edged sword with stuff like this because people talk about rainbow capitalism, right? And I have an issue with the system that commodifies identities to such an extent that basically your identity is more of a demographic to be used for sales research than it is anything about who you are as a person. And that's gross and that's dehumanizing and not a good thing. However, since we do live in a shitty hellscape in which our identities are only valid if they can sell us products, I guess I'd prefer there be LGBT representation in your shitty ads than it not exist. I don't know. It's a whole thing. Either way, call for an uprising. You shouldn't be homophobic. It's not helping you, it's not helping anyone. Don't be a dick. Choking Ouroboros, thank you for gifting us up. Appreciate it.
Which, of course, is Santa, right? And, of course, I've exposed Christmas as a pagan holiday, Nimrod.
Call for an Uprising really broke that story on certain Christmas traditions being pagan. No one's ever heard that before. By the way, on the same note, has anyone heard of a little-known Christmas movie called Die Hard? Okay? It's funny, because it's not really a Christmas movie, but it takes place during the holidays. I am very original and don't get my entire personality from the internet. Keith Richards, thanks for subscribing with Prime.
All the things, Mithra, all the things that surround Christmas and Saturnalia, okay? It's probably, other than Disney, the hardest thing for people to separate from, which I'll cover it in deep detail because that's not what this video is about, but it is very hard for people because they have great memories of Christmas. Now, I grew up, I love Christmas, loved, the whole concept because everyone seemed nicer and all that. Not no more, that's for sure, not in a long time. It's a nightmare because it's a pagan, satanic holiday. It talks about it, the Bible talks about it in Jeremiah, it talks about it many times, about celebrating these holidays. But, Santa Claus, some people just go, yeah, what's up with Santa? Well, you mean...
Santa is a holiday figure comprised of an amalgamation of various figures from different places in the world who celebrated holiday winter traditions. There's some Saint Nick in there. There's some Father Christmas. Father Christmas is a later part of this that is already an amalgamation. But we're talking about, modern American Coca-Cola Santa Claus, more or less. Sinterklaas. I think there was a little bit of Odin in there. There's a lot of different stuff that went into the modern interpretation of Santa Claus.
Satan Claus? Well, I'm gonna...
No, that's a shitty B movie. Have you guys seen Satan Claus? Satan Claus. Satan Claus is a terrible B movie in which it turns out that Santa is the devil, which is not the case in real life because neither Santa nor Satan are real. They are fictional characters. Ender92 says, Santa, the eternal being who has lived as long as him, can act and will indulge in his pleasures of every sex gender. You'd be silly not to. This is my Groundhog's Day hypothesis. I will say this. Bill Murray spent, according to the original script, thousands of years in Punxsutawney. Are you telling me in thousands of years Bill Murray's character never tried butt stuff? Year 3, Phil Connors is doing butt stuff. That's all I'm saying. You get bored. Why do I do this show? Stone Corbell says, singing, everything I don't like is satanic.
I'm going to show you something that's really going to warm your hearts. And I would normally apologize in advance, but I want you to just take this in because this is the woke culture we live in. How wonderful and beautiful things are, of course, is what I mean. This is Santa Claus, this new, wonderful...
I don't even get it. Call, you don't even like Santa Claus. You think Santa is Satan. Why do you care? If you literally think they're the same character, then Lil Nas X already did the gay Satan thing earlier in the year. So why are you even worried? It's just the same thing. This is less lewd than that.
Advertisement from the Postal Service. Yes, the Postal Service, where they show Santa Claus and, well, let's just say it's woke.
Gay people existing is woke. Did you know that? I learned that from the quartering. Strumboy for Wi-Fi says, have you seen Santa's Sleigh? It's a good, funny horror twist on the Santa story. Steve Goldberg, the super Jewish professional wrestler, plays Santa's son, Santa, or Satan's son, Santa. That's actually the movie I was thinking of. Santa's Sleigh. Yeah. This was one of those videos that as a kid, its box art is burned into my mind because I saw it on the shelf at the video store so often as a kid and I always wanted to rent it, but my mom wouldn't let me rent it for obvious reasons. I've still yet to see it. Dr. White says, I'll give call this. I also find it hard to get into Christmas spirit, particularly because it's one, my academic life collapsed twice, but mostly it's because Christmas is a giant corporate nightmare. Even more than life already is. Hell, the red coat fat man we imagine Santa being now is largely thanks to Coca-Cola. Yeah. I am luckily able to look past that stuff and enjoy the holiday by spending time with my loved ones and not let that stuff bother me. I just don't engage with it, you know? I do get gifts for people, you know? But I don't try and overdo it. I get them for people who I care about, that I want to give a present to. And I try not to engage with all the crazy bullshit, at least to the best of my ability. Meek says, wait, so Bill Murray spent thousands of years just to fuck one bitchy girl who he's too good for? You need to rewatch Groundhog's Day if that's how you feel the plot of Groundhog's Day goes. There's nothing wrong with Rita from Groundhog's Day. Phil is the asshole, and I feel you've missed the point horribly. Audis Noir says, the thing that bothers me is how Christmas is everywhere for a month or more straight, so by the time Christmas actually comes, I'm all Christmased out. The Dollar Tree near me had Christmas stuff up before Halloween. Literally, Baha and I went there to look at Halloween stuff, and their holiday section before Halloween was already changed to Christmas. Second. Here's the longer version of the advert. It's 3 minutes long. He's showing the short version. Okay, we can watch the long version real quick. Go to here. Why is there like a 3-minute ad for the postal service in Norway? Here's roughly what. Oh my god, there's still 3 minutes left. Holy shit. Felix Night Owl says, Burger King, have it your way. Burger dictatorship, have it my way. Burger communism, have it everyone's way. Burger Catholicism, have it your way for a steep price hike. Burger oligarchy, 1% have it their way. Burger democracy, have something your way. Burger anarchy, don't have it. Oh god.
Det kommer nästa år.
Logard says Daddy Christmas, and I don't like that. I missed a Tucker Whitehead's message, sorry. What's this even shilling? Postal service? And you said, wait, that was the short version? Yes.
Jag har många packer jag borde leverera.
Okay, so every year they...
Jag kommer tillbaka.
Good time? Okay.
Jag aldrig bor i världen så att det berättar på mig.
Alright.
Vad fin. Jag kommer till att savna dig. Det är många som väntar på packen. En dag i år. Ett år till.
It poisons it that this is an ad. If this was just like a weird short film on YouTube, I'd be like, okay, interesting. Not sure what they're getting at here, but okay, cool. But it's an ad, so cheapens it a bit. Dear Santa, all I want for Christmas is you. North Pole. You wrote the letter in English, interestingly.
kommet noen pakker til deg. God jul!
Would a gay for Santa bumper sticker
Vi
be a
fikk
bit
tak i
on
litt
the
assistanse i
nose?
år, så jeg kan være sammen med deg.
That's cute. You almost think this is a plot to a Pornhub video? Alright, that gets me a little bit. That's cute. I don't know. Wow. Norway's had gay marriage for 50 years? Seriously? That's honestly really impressive. Tucker White says, Southern Belle Hannah, oh, the horror, collapses on the fainting couch. No, it's cute. It's an ad, but it's cute. And at least it's not like a for-profit company. It's for the post office in that country. And it's celebrating gay marriage, I'm assuming, being legalized. I got nothing against that. It's okay. A little weird, but that's just how I feel about all ads, so. Or you're guessing decriminalization. Yeah, possible.
Wasn't that heartwarming?
Kinda, yeah. I don't find gay relationships to be bad, so yeah, it was cute.
I bet a lot of you out there are feeling real warm and fuzzy inside.
My audience, yes. My audience are either LGBT or allies of the LGBT, so yeah.
I don't mean the gas. Heartwarming Christmas advertisement featuring Santa getting a boyfriend. Now, I don't know. I thought we lived in a woke culture. Is anyone worried about Mrs. Claus? Is she dropped now from the fake storyline of Mrs. Claus? Are we just throwing her out the window because, you know, she's does Mrs. Claus look? I mean,
why do you care about the lore of Santa? You don't even believe in Christmas. Daddy Sume says, ally daddy.
Send me your number, Mrs. Claus. I mean, she's an old, mature woman. I mean, what is this?
It's calling to older, mature women? I respect that.
Mrs.
That's a baller move. Nick says parallel universe called parallel universes.
Mrs. Claus has been dropped from the nightmare that is Christmas, the nightmare, the facade that is Christmas, and then they put these woke commercials out constantly, right? And
this is from Norway. Is this even woke, air quotes, in Norway? I genuinely don't know. Americans are kind of prudes about a lot of stuff. Don't know much about Norway. Don't really care.
if this was like some other way, if it was a Christmas commercial about Jesus, everyone would be offended, which is supposed to be the
No? Do a Christmas commercial about Jesus. I'm sure that happens, in fact. I don't care. I don't watch commercials for fun.
fake reason that people, you know, Christmas is supposed to be about Jesus. That's what we're all supposed to believe, right? Now, those of us who are awake know it's not. We know about Saturnalia. We know about the pagan roots and the origins of it. If you don't, well, you will learn on this channel. I'll teach you before Christmas. But most of you are already aware. But it's supposed to be about Jesus, right? So if we actually had a commercial with Jesus, everybody would be offended. And it's funny.
Can it be a gay Jesus?
Because liberals celebrate.
Ooh, gay Jesus hooking up with gay Santa. That'll make everyone happy, right? It includes Jesus. It includes Santa. It's got gay Jesus hooking up with gay Santa is the best thing you could do for an ad, because it'll make the Christians happy because Jesus is in it and he's showing love. It'll make kids happy because it's got Santa, and it'll make all us LGBT people happy because gay. So it's perfect. I see no flaw in this plan. Someone call me. We will craft a beautiful gay Jesus, gay Santa love story. I already have a draft written. Don't worry about why I have a draft written. What I have in my documents folder is none of anyone's business except for me and the users of Wattpad, okay? Nick says, gay Jesus and gay Santa? Heck yeah.
Celebrate Christmas, everybody celebrates it, and the majority of people who celebrate it don't even believe in Jesus. But the whole notion of it is...
I don't know if that's true. Especially in the United States, the majority of people are Christian. Christianity is still the majority religion, to my understanding. So no, most people who celebrate Christmas in the United States are Christian.
It's supposed to...
Wattpad, it's a fan fiction website. I was making a joke that I write. Santa/Jesus fanfiction. Roman Civilian says, one of the it's always great when I have to explain my jokes. That means I nailed it. That means I did a great job when I have to explain my jokes. Roman Civilian says, one of the funny things about people like Call is that one of the most beloved Christmas specials is Charlie Brown, and that has straight up sermon in the middle of it. Yeah. It's very strange.
To be about Jesus, right? But anyway, this is where our society is heading with this woke culture. They take stuff like this. Santa Claus is Satan, okay? Let's forget that part for a second. What is this?
Why would you forget that part? If that was an integral part of your worldview, you couldn't forget that. You can't just throw away context when it doesn't work for your current argument. Felix Night Owl says, Ricky Gervais had a good stand-up bit about gay Jesus. Really funny. I'm not a big fan of Gervais.
Even have to do. Let's just say the parents out there who are completely brain dead who want to raise their kids believing in Santa and reindeer and all that crap. What is Santa's hooking up with what does this have to do with anything?
I mean, they just said that this year is like the anniversary of something involving LGBT rights, or at least gay rights. You know, I don't think the ruling they're talking about, or whatever they're talking about, necessarily applies to trans people. Although I guess I don't know. I don't know what they're talking about in specific, nor do I care, but it's clear that it's celebrating some anniversary of some sort of LGBT thing in Norway, which is fine. It says it at the end of the ad, if you would have paid attention. Audis Noir, thanks for 50 bits.
Right? They sexualize everything. That is the problem. And we all talk about it, and then nobody listens. They're just like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I see it. Says, I'm more baffled that anyone thought Santa was straight due to throwing serious polar bear vibes. Yeah, I don't know why he thinks a kiss is sexualized. Like, I get it in the sense that, like, physical intimacy is, you know, related to our sexuality directly in many ways. But, like, there are kisses in Disney movies from the 30s. Like, seeing, like, romantic kisses is not considered inappropriate in any Western culture that I'm familiar with. Not that this is a Western culture. It's Norway, you know, it's Northern European, whatever. But, like, in the United States, the UK, Australia, Canada, none of those countries is kissing in ads or in public as long as it's, you know, it's a kit. It's not considered inappropriate. You see people kissing all the time. You ever been to an airport and see people saying goodbye to each other or seeing each other for the first time in a while? People kiss. What are you talking about?
Please, don't only to you it's sexual. First of all, Santa's supposed...
Yeah, there's literally a song about mommy kissing Santa Claus. Non-binary superpower says, decriminalization, 50 years since it was decriminalized. Thank you.
Supposed to be married to Mrs. Claus in this fantasy land, so he shouldn't be hooking...
Yeah, that's a good point. Asexual people sometimes kiss too. It can be a romantic gesture, not just a sexual gesture. There's a difference between anyone who has been in any sort of physical relationship, I think, can distinguish between romantic kissing and kissing that is romantic but also, like, you know, sexual. There's a difference.
Hooking up with some dude. Second of all, we know why they're doing this, because this is geared towards kids. Kids see this, right?
Is this... Don't get the impression that it's geared towards kids at all. This is clearly a commercial aimed at adults.
Kids see Santa Claus. Why do you think they would put this in an advertisement? Why do you think this would get mainstream media attention, even though this is from... Yeah, where is this from? Hold on.
Netherlands. It probably got mainstream attention because people like you are freaking out about it, would be my guess.
Netherlands. Norwegian, a Christmas advertisement made by the Norwegian Postal Service, excuse me. Right? And then why, if you watch some of the videos I did around Halloween, they have Twix and they have all these candy companies, and they're not even going, hey, anyone interested in our caramel chocolate? The whole advertisement was about a boy dressing up as a girl and then getting bullied and then the witch putting spells on the kids. Huh? What?
Oh, that's on the bingo card. He did the huh thing. This is the first time I think we've gotten to do that on the bingo card. Hold on. Where is it? It's like, call says, huh? There we go. Number 39. Huh? A call for an uprising. We did it. We did it. Also, the gay agenda is on here somewhere. Where is the gay agenda? Other than in my planner. Where is the gay agenda? Other than in my brain. Nick says, unironic stone toss. How will this help us sell more burgers? Does anyone see the number that the gay agenda is? Type it if you can. Okay, 70, thank you. Appreciate it.
Nobody sees what they're doing here. Really? Really? Because that's how insane people on the extreme left are. And that's why, the more we get to this point where...
That's not how this works.
And again, I don't believe in politics or the left and right. But there is this extreme...
They believe in you.
...liberal part of this whole movement, which is extremely dangerous to the Constitution and all of our rights because they want to destroy everything.
Ah, yes, the Constitution, which is very illiberal.
And build this socialist cupcake society.
All these goddamn woke founding fathers ensuring people have a right to free speech and religion. Ugh. All their wigs might as well have had pink and purple hair, am I right? These feminazi social justice founding fathers.
Yep. Which to me, if that's what they really want, they can all just go leave America, go live on an island together.
No, actually, a majority of the people in America are, in favor of gay marriage and stuff now. So, if anything, you should get off and go live on an island somewhere with a bunch of homophobes.
Have a great time and get out of here. Because...
No. Why would I? This is my home. You leave if you have a problem. What? Cool Cat says, how does he believe no political left or right but still believes the Bill of Rights? I have no idea. Rachology says, they're not trying to normalize same-sex relationships, they did normalize same-sex relationships. That's the whole point of the advertising, celebrating that fact. He's frequently quite stupid, is he? Frequently? I would say constantly. He is consummately stupid.
The simple fact is, the people who are, you're my age, who want that type of society, you're never getting it in our lifetime, because I have never given you a penny, okay? And you're never getting equal, no, not happening. But they want stuff like this. They think that this is normal and fair. And
it is? What's not normal about it? What's not fair about it? Please, I would love to hear.
I don't think that this is targeting kids. This is...
It's not?
And this is me telling you, take the Christmas aspect out of it. Right? We all get it. Christmas, we don't want to be promoting this to our kids. You don't want to be promoting Satan Claus to your kids. But just look at it from a normal perspective of why.
I have a more normal perspective than Call for an Uprising, and I think that drives Call for an Uprising crazy because he perceives me to be a degenerate. He's not wrong, but for completely different reasons.
Why in the world would there be a commercial like this about Santa who's supposed to be delivering toys to children,
He's delivering a toy to that guy. He's gonna go down that dude's chimney right after the ad cuts. Santa's got a big sack for him. Am I out of Santa sex puns? He's gonna be Santa's little ho-ho-ho. Daddy Sume says, fuck yeah, degeneracy. Orgy in the ball pit. That's unsanitary. Ball pits are gross enough without your coom.
Has there ever been
There's a reason they took him out of the McDonald's. Felix Night Owl says, oh, speaking of the gay agenda, don't forget the meeting next Tuesday. Bring your garland jock straps and candy cane nipple rings. We're having tacos and talking about polar bears. I do like tacos.
Like a Santa thing where he's making out with Mrs. Claus. I'm pretty sure I never saw that before. You know? I mean, maybe the movie The Santa Claus with Tim Allen. I don't know.
That would be the Santa Claus 2, The Escape Clause, in which the entire premise is him finding a Mrs. Claus, and they do kiss. She is also in the Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause. Santa Claus 2 is the Mrs. Claus. I apologize. The Santa Claus lore is wildly out of date. Okay. So, the Santa Claus 2, Mrs. Claus, and then there's Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause. She is in both of them. The second movie is about her. The third movie is about her having a baby. At least that's a subplot in the movie, implying Santa does fuck Mrs. Claus raw. So that is a subtext in a Disney movie about Santa. There's also a pretty popular Christmas song about I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. Of course, the intent of the song is that who she's kissing is the dad. He's in a Santa Claus outfit. It's not really Santa Claus, because Santa Claus isn't real. But again, same imagery. So, no. Santa Claus kissing people or being involved in some sort of romantic thing is not an unheard of trope in the hetero, normative sense. Wolf Butler with 50 bits says, the guy was looking for a white Christmas and a pearl necklace from Santa. Okay. Santa Claus 3 is the one with Jack Frost. Yes, Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause, has Martin Short as Jack Frost, and Mrs. Claus is pregnant. The stress is causing Tim Allen's Santa to want to not be Santa anymore, which Jack Frost takes advantage of, and he takes the Santa snow globe, which all you have to do in the lore of the Santa Claus, which is very in-depth and important, okay? I'm glad I learned math. I didn't learn math, and instead I learned this. They gotta hold the snow globe and say, I wish I'd never been Santa Claus at all. And then it takes him back in time to the first movie, and then he doesn't have to be Santa. I like the Santa Claus movies, even though Tim Allen's a fuck. Which is the best the Santa Claus? The first one. They get worse as they go. I still like the third Santa Claus movie, but it's bad. It's a bad movie.
Call. I doubt it. I don't think he was making out with anybody in that.
I thought you had to slay the last Santa to be Santa. I don't have time to explain the entire lore of the Santa Claus series to you people. Go watch the movies if you care so much. Martin Short takes him back in time, and they both go back in time, and Martin Short kills the Santa that Tim Allen killed in the first movie, instead of him, thus making Jack retroactively Santa since the time of the Santa Claus movie. It's basically a plot from Back to the Future 2 where Biff steals the almanac and it turns into Hill Valley, but it's like hellish. It's like that.
Right? Does anyone remember it? It's just like, oh, there's Mrs. Claus and Santa Claus, a man and a woman. Well, that's so offensive now. Not only do we get Santa Claus with a boyfriend, but we get Santa Claus making out with a guy.
Hold on. Wait. Is Tim Allen a hero in Michigan? No. Not me, at least. Wait, who said they're more of a Christmas with the Cranks person? Where was that? One sec. Simzoid says, I'm a Christmas with the Cranks man. Banned. I'm joking. It was a 1 second purge as a joke. Christmas with the Cranks sucks. Tucker White says, so did Shrek 4 rip off the Santa Claus 3? I don't know. I've not seen Shrek 4.
Yeah, this is real necessary in today's society. Nobody sees what they're trying to do, though, right? If you don't see what they're trying to do, I mean...
I don't, because I don't have, like, schizoid personality disorder.
You're either naive, a fool...
That XY girl says, why is it that straight people are allowed to kiss, but LGBT people are always making out? Heteronormativity! That's why.
Or, you're just used to getting walked on. Because only weak-minded people just think everything...
You're being walked on because you have to know that gay people exist? Kinda sounds like you're a narcissist.
It's just like, hunky-dory, wonderful, and needs to continue to be... Nothing is wonderful. They have everybody under hypnosis, 24/7, 365.
That's true. That's how I made a living doing this, is I hypnotize all of you with my charm, good looks, and humor? Why do you people watch again? I don't know. Whatever. Make your own bad decisions. I don't care why you choose to be here.
Look at what's going on right now. You don't think there's hypnosis going on? Huh?
No. Logarth says, so I mean when the Santa Claus died, though, what happened to their friends and family? Did they have to find out their spouse died and someone they don't know is Santa? Maybe that Santa's friends and family are all dead and he meant to slip to escape the curse of immortality. I don't know. Maybe someday we'll get the Santa Claus 4 and they'll explain these questions. H-Baird says, a lot of people really do feel entitled to live in a world where they don't have to know that trans people exist. Yeah, it's gross. Cool Sage says, all glory to the Hypno Hannah. Clap. Clap.
With these variants. Every couple months, so people go run and get the boosts. Yeah, no, that's not hypnosis. That's normal. Oh, man. Oh.
It is actually pretty normal. People get flu shots every year. So.
I don't know what to say anymore. I'm sorry I had to do that to everybody out there, but it needed to be shown because these advertisements are getting more and more quote-unquote woke, which is really one of the most embarrassing things ever if you're a part of this, because that's what's ironic about it, and that's why the elite are loving it. The dumbest people possible claim to be woke. They are so dumb. It's scary. Really scary. Like, you could just tell them anything and they'll believe it and mold them.
Like, tell them that, what? That everything is Illuminati symbology? Because that's what you do. You convince your audience of dumb shit. People like me always say is, for those who came from the raid, Call for an Uprising is aware of me. He knows I cover his stuff, and he does not like me. He watches my videos. Because he's crazy, and he obsessively feels the need to watch anything that mentions him. Which is fun. He's threatened to me, so that's cool. Anyway, where was my train of thought on this one? Oh, Call, all I want people to do is not be a dick and, you know, be tolerant of people. I'm not even saying you have to like people in the LGBT community. I'm asking you to stop being a dick and wanting us to not exist or threaten us or us to not have rights. That's about it. Daddy Sume says, me anytime I get timed out.
With bombshell, activate the cage. You can't keep me in here, Megatron!
Oh god, where did that go? Oh, it was over here. Bloodwine says, those dumb woke losers, smart people panic when they see ads and presume it's part of a global conspiracy. See, you get it. You get it.
I mean, it's pathetic. It's pathetic. And one of the things that has to be done is, as long as we're going to continue fighting in this fight, is these people need to be stopped. Because their goal is to do, you know, things like this. Their goal is to just continue to push their ideologies on children, push their ideologies like YouTube does on everyone.
I accidentally hit the cancel button, so I guess you got that one for free. I still timed him out, but
everyone else. And it's really nauseating. Makes me sick, to be honest. Really does. Reminder to check out the website at callforuprising.com. It's $2.99 a month. This video might get a strike, so you might only find me over there for a while, but I do have 2 other channels, so check them out if you haven't. I want to thank everyone who is here. I appreciate it greatly, and I want to thank the patrons. You guys really help this channel out and help keep me going, so thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys so much, and all of you, again, for the nice comments, the thumbs ups, and everyone who has subbed to all my channels. I appreciate that so much. I know it's annoying to constantly do it. Trust me, it's annoying for me to constantly have to make them, but this is the world we live in now because of this, because of woke society. So go figure, right? Anyway, thank you guys again.
Is Call seriously? Is he watching like Jeremy? Is he gonna start saying woke all the time? Because that's incredibly obnoxious. So that's what Call's up to. Paranoid nonsense, as per usual, sprinkled with a generous dose of homophobia. So that's that. Simzoid, thanks for 7 months, says for a cleanse, a picture of my cats. Isn't Call like 40 to 50? I don't think we know for sure. The way he talks, his pop cultural points of reference imply that he was coming of age maybe in the 80s. Like he was probably a teenager sometime in the 80s, maybe part of the 70s. So he's at least in his 40s. Let's see. Oh, yeah, this is about the parents, I believe, who got charged with involuntary manslaughter in the school shooting because they gave the kid a gun and knew he was planning on doing this or something, allegedly. Yeah. Very interesting. I missed your bits. Sorry, H-Baird. H-Baird said, if Call gives you problems, you should hire Marcel to go after him. He's a judge. Call is fucked. You know, that's not a bad idea, but Marcel is MIA, unfortunately, so I don't know when or if we will ever hear from Marcel again. It's kind of sad. So, this is the lady that thought or thinks she's the president of the United States. She did at one point. She may have given power over to someone else. I don't remember. And she believes she issued arrest warrants not only for both the president and vice president, but she issued arrest warrants, air quote, for all of Congress and all of the Supreme Court. So, let's see her newest video, which is entitled, How Not to Blow Up the Sun, Maintaining the Pulse of Life. This sounds like it could be important. We should probably listen to this. I don't want the sun to blow up. I've seen that episode of Twilight Zone. It's not fun.
Hey there, everybody. The pulse of life looks kind of like this. Divide, come together. Divide, come together. That's how Birkeland currents are. If you didn't look at my video earlier this morning, take a look at it. If the sound sounds funny here, it's because my microphone stopped working. So I'm using the microphone on the computer. But anyway, this is how Birkeland currents work. This is how stars are formed. The magnetics bring things together. And then planets are formed around stars.
Do you mean gravity? Hyperbole says, hi Hannah, learned about you through Surus a few months ago and started watching you over on YouTube at that point. Now adding a follower over here too. Well, I'm glad that you're here.
If you'll notice, the Fauci you're seeing on TV today or on the video today looks different than the guy you saw just even a year ago.
Oh, she's one of those people who thinks people are being replaced by clones or lizard people or something? Or actors?
Or 3 years ago. Or 10 years ago.
People age. I don't know if you know that.
Fauci's been arrested.
No, he hasn't.
But another one's been rolled out. Just like Biden's been arrested, but another one's been rolled out.
Your therapist approved you for your Orky? Nice.
If you notice, these guys, they go in and out. No mandates. No masks.
Yeah, it's because we keep being reactive instead of proactive, and it's really stupid, and this has all become politicized by idiots, and I hate it.
In and out. The pulse of life. Our challenge here is to learn how to divide without blowing up the sun, without dividing too far, without going to all-out war.
That is vital information. That sounds good. I don't want to blow up the sun. Now I wasn't worried at all about blowing up the sun until this. Now I'm like, oh God, are there things I'm supposed to be doing to not make the sun blow up? Is it better if I move or if I don't move? Should I...
To learn how to do that.
I don't know what to do
Dividing
with my
is
hands.
natural when you're congruent. Because you're being truthful.
It's too late. I already did it. Joke's on you. You wouldn't know for 8 minutes, bitch. Speed of light. Read a book. I was gonna say learn a book. Audis Noir says, magnetics only come into play on the molecular level, with atoms being held together by electrical charges from electrons being shared between one another. Magnetar707, thanks for 19 months, says, just want to say that you did a fantastic job on Charisma Saves. Zinc is already my favorite character. Thank you. I've been told I'm very charismatic. That's a joke. Thank you, though.
And we're all...
Yeah, this can count for word salad on the bingo card. Tucker White says, don't worry, we're a few good billion years before the sun becomes past tense. We'll be dead before then anyway, as a species, not just us individually. Though we will definitely be dead by then, too. Argonian Bum, thanks for 16 months. Argonian Bum, thanks for gifting 5 Tier 1 subs to the community, and I think that kicked off a hype train.
Different, but yet we can focus on our similarities and maintain the pulse of life.
Oh, almost.
Our challenge here is to learn how to do this independently without outside controllers. That's the challenge for humanity right now. That maintains the balance of living systems on Earth.
Very informative. Tara the Cat, thanks for subscribing for 12 months. Happy anniversary. Wagroads13 with 50 bits says, knowing these people, they want you to stop being who you are. Yeah, probably true. We're at 33% to level 3 in a hype train, thanks to all those gift subs and bits. What else we got from her? Any more warrants out for people's arrest? Oh, this is early on, okay? This is when she was initially saying she was the president. So let's see an offer that she extends to Donald Trump, okay? BD Kappa, thanks for 19 months.
Well, good New Earth Day, everybody. It is New Earth Day number 26. I'm Cindy K. Courier.
Oh, she's using a different dating method that she has come up with. You know, there's BCE and AD. Or no, I'm sorry. There's either BC and AD, which is the old way of saying it, and now there's BCE and CE, which stands for before the Common Era and Common Era. She has come up with a new dating system, which the day she became president, she believes starts this new era. So it's like day whatever of this new era.
This is a universal public service announcement and an offer letter. Offer letter 26.1. Offer letter for Vice President of the United States of America. It is with great pleasure that I present an offer for the position of Vice President of the United States of America to former U.S. President Donald J. Trump, contingent on unequivocal alignment with natural law as presented in the Court of Ages Law of the Land Handbook. Offer made this 26th New Earth Day. Signed Cindy K. Courier, Justice Court of Ages, 19th President of the United States of America.
So she believes that she is the president, that she can just declare herself president and appoint Donald J. Trump the vice president. Can you imagine a world where this actually worked and she offers Donald Trump the vice presidency? I don't think he would take that very well. I don't think he wants to be, you know, player 2. Okay, Travis, thanks for 7 months. Dirtjur says, brave of you to flippantly bash our beloved 19th president. Not too worried about it. She could always send out a, you know, Secret Service team to deal with me if she wants. The lady that lives here with 200 bits says, my husband says hello. Hello, husband. How are there only 19 presidents? There aren't. Donald Trump, I believe, was the 45th president. There's a conspiracy theory amongst sovereign citizens, which has bled over into other conspiracy theories, that says that the 18th president was the last real president of the United States of America as a republic, and they believe that starting with the 19th president, whoever that was, the actual 19th president, that the United States secretly became a for-profit private corporation, and that, you know, the republic needs to be restored, and once it is, whoever the president is will be the 19th president, and all presidents after the 18th will be basically just removed posthumously.
And so,
how can she be the 19th president and call Trump the former president? Yeah, that's just an out-and-out contradiction. Like, if Donald Trump is a former president, he's a former president in the same way every other president after the 19th or after the 18th is, so.
it is.
Oh, no. What else we got? Who are the gods and goddesses of America? Is the title of this one.
Hey again, it is North Date 1/17/0001. As I was making...
Athanatos Trimgistus says, I call dibs on the Russian presidency. Please don't tell Putin. Someone's about to come down with a bad case of radiation poisoning.
The other video, you know, the question always came to me, why'd they call it Virginia? And why'd they switch it to America? The names of this nation.
What?
The founders. You know, King James started all this with the charter. He did the English translation of the Bible first. Then immediately he did this. I mean, as soon as he became the king, he just did this all of a sudden. So we have Christianity, and then we have Virginia, and then we have America. And all of a sudden, some lights went on. Ama, Ra, Ka. Amu, Amun, Ra, Ki, Amur, Ki. And then I thought, Virginia, Virgin, Ia. The Virgin Ia, Enki, is Ia. Ia, Earth. The Virgin Enki. Virgin Ia. Amun Ra Ki. Virgin Ia. Talk about a whoa moment.
Oh, this lady needs health care real bad. This lady needs mental health care, like stat. She needed it a year ago. Holy fucking shit. Oh, I feel bad too. This lady genuinely needs help. We're 0% to level 4 on the hype train, by the way. How she became the 19th president of the United States. Now that's important. I do need to know that. Cool Sage says, fuck me, right? Amerigo Vespucci. 2% to level 4 with 40 seconds. Dirtjur says, I agree. Aaron Ra, cool. I had lunch with Aaron once at a convention. He told us a story about how he and his parents, and they would take him when he was a kid to shoot at airplanes in the desert.
Okay, everybody, it is still North Day the 28th, and we've lost electricity where I am because of the snow. But I wanted to show you how I became the 19th president. Ulysses S. Grant was the 18th president.
Stone Corbell, thanks for gifting a sub. 26% to level 4, and that's where the train will end. Thank you, everyone, for level 3. Appreciate it.
The corporate United States was imposed over this land, in charge of this land in 1871. So the next president after him was the corporate president, which left
none of this is true.
The United States of America presidency wide open.
No.
On May 13th of 2013, this came across my way. Orders of We the People. The people wanted a regular president. I postmastered it on the 17th, which you can see here. Entered it into a Skype forum where a number of people supported my occupying the presidency of the United States of America. This was back in 2013.
And you thought the Electoral College was bad.
Okay, that's just so you know how I was able to occupy that legally. Okay, that's it for now.
She became president via people on Skype agreeing with her? Okay. Why are the arrests taking so long that you... Told them to make of Congress and everything.
Well, hello again, everybody. I think it's time to start explaining some stuff.
Oh shit, there are over 300 people here. Guys, can I be president? Holy shit. Can I be president? Fuck yes. We gotta do an official poll. We gotta make it official, okay? Otherwise it won't work. One sec. Didn't I already declare myself Queen of the Universe? I don't think I did. Sorry, one sec. Okay. Vote in the poll. Time somebody else out. Who am I timing out? Time out Daddy Sume. Okay. He can only be timed out twice per stream. I'm still probably going to get rid of the timeout command just because it's annoying, but it doesn't happen often, so.
For those of you who...
Who is Ralph Nader? You're... What?
don't understand why...
Use Google. I don't have time to explain jokes to you.
Why the many, many arrest warrants for the same people over and over and over again. And I'm with you. It gets tiring. And sometimes I'm tempted to get impatient with this whole process too. But back in the 90s, Rupert Sheldrake, a biologist, wrote a book called something like Dogs Know When You're Coming Home or something like that. And
right,
I found that book fascinating.
Vote for me.
It
yes.
was an introduction
21%
to me
voted for Ralph
into the whole
Nader,
study of morphogenic fields.
which is impressive.
And of course I had been aware of the New Age people saying thoughts are things and talking about manifesting and all that. But Rupert Sheldrake was able to explain things in a way that really made sense that I think helps.
Who's my VP? Baha.
Us understand what's going on today. There are
No, maybe, is there some sort of, like, cabinet position that involves science? Baha can be that, because I think she could do more good there. I feel like the VP does a lot of, like, showy shit that doesn't actually mean anything.
Frequencies.
Who's Baha? Baha is my fiance, who is a fifth-year PhD candidate in developmental genetics. She shows up on stream a lot of the time.
For instance, you've heard of dog whistles. Your dog hears sounds you don't hear.
Mike Back says, stop the count,
animals
count the vote.
Relate in the world differently than how we relate in the world. You see flocks of birds just turning on a dime all at once together. Well, how is it that they do that? They're not talking. They're not using words anyway. How are they communicating? Well, there are electromagnetic fields and morphogenic fields and frequencies and sounds in the earth that animals know how to navigate.
Zarek says, can I be your attorney general? I don't have a law degree, but I am sub to legal. Good enough. Yeah, you're hired.
We humans somehow...
The reason Daddy Sume can't be vice president, because Daddy Sume would make JFK look like Jimmy Carter in terms of the amount of sex he would be having in the White House. And I'm not comfortable with that. I don't want Daddy Sume coming all over the Lincoln bedroom. No, the Lincoln bedroom. Does the president sleep there? I don't want Daddy Sume coming anywhere in the White House.
Now, I think many of us have lost the ability to navigate, except these archonic entities, or whatever you want to call them. I guess Christians call them demons or whatever.
The Lincoln bedroom is a guest room? Okay, the joke made sense then.
They live in these realms, and they inhabit physical bodies of people who aren't paying attention.
The house is already white,
that's
it's fine.
why it's really advised not to be getting drunk. That's why they call out.
What position would you be in? Missionary? Oh,
alcohol, spirits, because when you're not paying attention to your vessel, it'll just can come right into your vessel.
Hang out in the White House, sure.
And when people are sitting mindlessly in front of the computer,
I'm really obnoxious. I apologize.
In front of the internet, that blank black screen acts like a scrying mirror, and these entities love that because you sort of get hit.
Only if it's worth exactly or above. What's the material components for scrying? It's got to be a mirror of some... Okay. The mirror has to be worth at least 1,000 gold pieces. Okay? Then it can be used for scrying.
Hypnotized in your own thought processes. It's like an echo chamber, a feedback loop, a cybergenic
As an attorney general, can I go after the past presidents for crimes committed in office? Yes, that will be your #1 priority.
And you start getting
We're only going after Jimmy Carter, though. He's had it too good for too long, that fuck.
validation for your thoughts, and you're no longer relating in the objective world. And that's what's happened to people. And so those...
Sorry, I missed a Daddy Sume thing. Daddy Sume with $1 says, I'm the reason it's painted white, Hannah. Does the Secret Service know about that? They might want
who are aware of how to navigate that world.
What would I diagnose this lady with? Nothing, because I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist. I can't make that call.
Some of us just do it intuitively.
Did Carter commit any especially heinous crimes? Not that I'm aware of. I'm sure he did something. He's an American president. Like, it's pretty hard not to do something. But I was specifically making a joke because out of the living presidents, he's the one who you least need to go after, probably. He's low on the priority list. That was the joke.
And I don't know if there's more than, myself and my twin are doing this or not. I think there are. I think CIA studies show that there are people military people who know how to navigate these realms. But it's not safe to do unconsciously. This is why the Law of Land Handbook talks a lot about, not getting involved in these spiritual practices when you don't know what you're doing. Praying to these unknown energies, these unknown entities. Law of Land Handbook, if you don't have it, get it. Free PDF beneath all my...
This lady's just sad. What else we got?
I guess it's time to say RIP to another fursuit, and...
Okay, this one, we'll end on this one. So for those who are here from the raid, this is a guy by the name of Hans Wormhat. Hans Wormhat is one of the first people I started covering on Tinfoil Tuesday back in the day. So I've been covering him for a while now. Hans... How do I explain this in a way that makes sense? Hans doesn't believe in apes. Hans does not believe monkeys are real. He thinks apes and monkeys are a conspiracy to make people not believe in God. Now, let me reiterate. I'm not saying Hans doesn't believe in evolution, though Hans doesn't believe in evolution. I am saying Hans believes that if you go to the zoo and you see a gorilla, that is not a gorilla, because gorillas don't exist as far as Hans is concerned. He believes every gorilla or ape or monkey you have ever seen in your life, whether it's on TV or a movie or at a zoo or in real life if you went on a safari somewhere, he believes They're either people in fursuits or animatronics. He also doesn't believe in toucans. He doesn't believe in penguins. He thinks zebras are horses that have been painted. He believes giraffes are genetic experiments. He does believe in squirrels. He does believe in squirrels because he's seen them in his yard, and that means they're real. So let's see what he's talking about here. Pyromancer says, God not real because monkey.
I guess it's time to say RIP to another fursuit, and maybe they're retiring a fursuit. I think they just wanted to come up with something exciting, so they're killing off one of their fursuits. Because to me, this doesn't even, I don't know if you'll recognize this fursuit. To me, it doesn't even match up with what this is supposed to be. So
it's almost like it's an incredibly old or diseased ape that's not in good health, and that's why it died. I shouldn't call animals it.
Nadakasi, beloved mountain gorilla whose photobomb led to global fame, they gotta talk about the globe, dies in caretaker's arms. Here's the photo they give. To me, that clearly just looks like a fursuit, especially if you just look at this hind section right here.
If that is a fursuit, they are treating it terribly.
But look at this one's hand. Doing the triad claw. And I mean, just something about that hand looks very bizarre. But that's a hand sign, the triad claw. And gorillas are fursuits. This is just a fursuit. But anyways, you're supposed to recognize this gorilla, I guess, from this. And to me, it just looks like a completely different fursuit.
The ape fell ill or got older. I don't know which. Looks like 2019. So no, probably not older. It sounds like the ape or gorilla, whatever these are, gorilla, sorry. It sounds like this gorilla probably came down with a disease and wasted away, which is like really sad when that happens to anyone or any animal. That sucks.
And they make old looking ones, they make sick, decrepit looking ones. I mean, when the suits start to fall apart, they probably just, oh, we're gonna make an old, sick looking, we're gonna like go in and
you think the suit fell apart in the span of 2 years?
Make it look
it's a shitty fursuit.
Extra sick.
I would guess. I guess I don't know. Furries in my audience. How long are fursuits supposed to last? Because we've had discussions about fursuits. I don't know a lot about furry stuff, but luckily I have an audience that can explain it to me many of times in the past when I've asked. You've told me that the suits cost thousands of dollars. Presumably you're getting some, you know, time out of these. I would hope they last longer than 2 years. Logarth says they can last a decade, or they can last decades if well cared for. Yeah, okay, cool. So it doesn't even make sense.
Because, yeah, these clearly not the same suit. They go in, give them bald patches, and anyways, gorillas are fursuits. They're not real animals, and it's probably the biggest thing that they use to push evolution and to get people to think that they're just a monkey.
Hans, here's the funny thing. Even if you removed all apes that are on Earth except for humans, it still wouldn't disprove evolution. I don't know if you know that. Sorry. Oh, no, that's good.
And I almost never hear people bring up this. This is one simple fact that totally destroys any argument of evolution. Because the whole end game...
No, it doesn't. Again, Hans, no. If tomorrow it came out that all apes were fake... which would include us, because we're apes. But let's say it didn't, because apes are fake. It wouldn't disprove evolution. We still see evolution. We still see genetically and in the fossil record and in actual experimentation. Like, literally. Nope, I can't say that. That would be identifying. Never mind. There are experiments that exist that involve watching the evolution of organisms over time that are currently going and have been going for decades. So to say that, like, the linchpin of evolution is the existence of other apes other than humans is really stupid. You know why? There are no other hominids that exist, but we still know that hominids are real, and that we are one. We just happen to be the only hominid that currently exists, as far as we know. Shout out to Bigfoot. Dirtjur says, seeing gorillas for the first time in person was very uncanny. I don't know how anyone who sees one can still deny evolution. I guess, people are dumb? People are dumb.
To me, the whole gorilla thing is just as big as the outer space fantasy land. They're
Oh, he's a flat earther too.
they're trying to change the way that people view reality in a way to take you away from God and to make you seem random and just not important. That's why they want you to think that the earth is one thing among countless, when in reality this is the only place, this is it, this is all we got.
No, I know it would make you more comfortable to believe that for some reason, that you are special and cosmically designed. That doesn't appear to be the evidence, though. And I'm not even telling you you can't be religious, right? I'm not religious, but as long as you're not hurting anyone, I don't care what you believe, right? Whatever. Live and let live, as long as you're doing the same. But space absolutely exists. Stop denying reality. Space exists. We are on a planet. Apes are real. There are other planets. There's probably other life in the universe. We don't know that for a fact, but it would be shocking to me if there weren't. I don't understand how you can be this delusional.
Yeah. And they want you to think that humans...
Are there no apes or monkeys in the Bible? Not that I remember. No, I don't believe so. Funnily enough, that is a justification he actually gives sometimes. He'll say, well, these animals are never mentioned in the Bible, so they're not real. Yeah, it's crazy. Is Bigfoot an ape? I would think so. Bigfoot would be a hominid, like humans, a bipedal hominid. So, yeah, he'd probably also be an ape if we are.
Came from the same place.
Unless he has a tail secretly. But no depiction of Bigfoot I've ever seen has a tail. Not that it matters. I don't believe Bigfoot exists anyway. I was making a joke. But if Bigfoot existed, Bigfoot would be a hominid, I would imagine.
As a monkey. And in order to get you to think that, just like they make fake outer space stuff, they produce fake outer space media, they produce fake evolution media all the time. The platypus is an example of fake evolution media that they just...
No, platypuses are real.
Just push. And when they first came out with the platypus, people knew it was a hoax. People called it out for being a hoax, but they just keep pressing their lies. And then, like, I'm sure the farther you could go back, the more people that you would have that would say, no, that's a bunch of BS. Outer space is not real. But they're not writing books. They're not writing the history books, so you just never hear about them. Wow. Off on tangents. Like, I just wonder, were there people 100 years ago who knew gorillas were fake? Because especially back then, gorillas...
No, the internet hadn't rotted people's brains that far yet. It didn't exist. That must have been nice.
Were really bad. Like, the farther you go back, the fursuits look worse and worse. I just wonder if there were people... I think back to truthers of times past that would call out the BS in the media. You would just never hear about them.
Ashy Boo says Hans would be that guy who pulled the beak off the poor platypus when they were first discovered. No, he would have a pile of platypuses. He'd rip the first one off and he'd be like, wow, they did this really well. Let me try it a few more times. And he'd get about 24 in, and he still would deny what was happening. JP Black with 3 months, thank you, says gorillas and orangutans are amazing animals. It feels so uncanny watching them and noticing the shared expressions. By the way, a great VR game is No Man's Sky. I like No Man's Sky. I haven't played it in VR, though. Have to check it out. Pyromancer says patch notes for Earth 2.2 show that they're improving the graphics of the platypus.
Well, that was a fun ramble. Do you guys remember this?
Vivek Horsak says, I was wondering, Hannah, why does the world seem to be moving further and further right as an effect of the financial crash? Trying to boil any issue down to single, like, vectors is always going to be problematic, but that's certainly a part of it. People are struggling, you know, globally. In developed nations, I can't speak for, like, developing nations. I don't know what's going on there. But when we look at, like, the US or the UK or even Australia, countries that I'm somewhat familiar with, especially the one I live in, people are dealing with some really messed up stuff. Not only are all the stresses of COVID happening, but income inequality is the worst it's been in a century or so, I think. It's really bad. People have seen all the systems around them fail, and unfortunately, people are very susceptible to grifters when they get into stressful situations like this. People are incredibly susceptible to people coming along with simple solutions to complex problems, or attesting to have simple solutions. So that's how you get Trump, right? A system failing people and over again until someone comes along with unrealistic but optimistic, air quotes, ways to solve problems. Don't, like, how do I put this? A more healthy way of dealing with issues in the United States would be being a candidate saying, all right, we have a myriad of issues that have been, coming down the pipeline for decades, and now we're seeing the end of it, and it's real bad. Tax cuts for the rich, deregulation, deunionization, all sorts of bad shit that is coming back to bite us. Instead of dealing with all these systemic issues that are baked into our current system, you have someone who comes around. And by the way, that's difficult too, because it's less palatable to voters to say, here's my 36-point plan, to fix the government or fix it so you have better opportunities, and it'll take, 10 years or whatever to roll out these plans, and it'll cost X amount of money, and we're going to have to shift around tax burdens here, and here. Like, that's complicated, but it's also realistic. That's how the world works, It's complicated. A lot of the time it's boring. It's not exciting. People don't like that. People like when Donald Trump comes up on stage and says catchphrases and says things like, you know what our problem is? Immigrants. I'm going to build a wall and that'll fix everything. No 10-year plan, no complicated, in-depth study, just, I'm going to build a wall and we're not even going to pay for it. Mexico will. That's people like that thrive because people, unfortunately, are very susceptible to wanting simple solutions that satiate the lizard part of their brain, which is unfortunately very tribalistic. Hydrate. Daddy Sume with a link. Oh, we watched this the other day. It is funny, though. Marcus Drake says, there's always an easy solution to every problem. Neat, plausible, and wrong, H.L. Mencken.
When this went viral, yeah, there's a reason that gorillas stand up and act like humans, and there's a reason if you go to a gorilla enclosure at a zoo, they're gonna do cute stuff. I just watched a YouTuber who went to...
That's funny, too. He's completely putting the cart before the horse. The reason you're going to interpret ape behavior as potentially being more cute than other animals is because they resemble us, and we find things, especially, like if you look at a kid, right? People find things kids do cute. I don't even like kids. I find them annoying, but occasionally you'll come across a TikTok or a video of some kid doing something silly or whatever, and it's cute. It makes that part of your brain go, aw, cute. That's going to be more easily triggered by an ape than it is for, a lizard or something. So yes, if you go to a zoo, you're going to see apes potentially do, especially because they're apes, and apes are not as intelligent as humans. They're intelligent animals, but nonetheless, their behavior is going to be more akin to a child than it is an adult human. So we're going to look at that behavior and go, oh, they're very close to like us, but, simpler, whatever you want to call it. So that's where that basically comes from. It's not because they're people in fursuits.
Went to the zoo and they talked about, the orangutans were hugging. One of them was hugging and it's like, yeah, they put on a show. You're going to the show and they're going to put on a show every time you're there. And go to my playlist, watch the fake animal videos on gorillas. I could just talk about this topic forever. I'll never get tired telling people the secret that gorillas are not real animals. They are people in fursuits. I think that there could be some truth to this statement. They like to talk in ways where things that they say can be interpreted in two different ways. And if you know the secret, you kind of get additional info. The Rangers and gorillas had grown close. Speaking to the BBC in 2014, Mr. Bama. I think it's weird Bama. It's very close to Obama. Mr. Bama said he loved Natakasi as if she were his daughter. Just, I don't know if this person, the person in the suit, was this person's daughter, but to me...
No! It's an ape! It's a gorilla!
Me, it sounds like it is. That's just the way that these people are. I'm not saying that, like, for a fact this person was played by the daughter. These are just the types of tricks that these people like to play. Because then, see, they're not lying. They loved Natakasi as...
Yeah, fursuits don't look like this. I assume everyone's seen a fursuit at this point. But just for reference. One sec. I need to make sure the fursuit is not safe for work before I show it. Let me just Google fursuit. Why does that fox have such big tits? Degenerates. Alright, so, like, this is what a furry outfit looks like. This is the Wikipedia one, so it's fine. This is what fursuits look like. They're cartoony. They look like anthropomorphic cartoon animals, right? They don't really look like real animals, because that's not the point. You're not trying to look like a real animal most of the time. Most furries, to my understanding, have personas that they'll often commission, or if they're, you know, have artistic talent, they'll make themselves. And it's a cartoony anthropomorphic aesthetic because they think it's cute, they like it, it resonates with them, they think it's hot, some of them, whatever their reason is. I don't care. Do you? Right on. But these do not look like real animals. This is a real animal. It does not look like that. This is not what fursuits look like. Thrash Mio says, so in his mind when an ape masturbates at a zoo in front of people, it's sexual assault? I guess so. Daddy Sume with 50 bits says, a fursuit, and links it.
Ugly gorillas, ugly, go away.
Tickle Amy, tickle Amy. Yeah, I remember Congo. Maps and Mimic says, the offhanded, why does that fox have such big tits? You made me spit out my drink, Hannah. You're welcome.
As if she were his daughter. It really could be his daughter in the suit. For real.
It's not. It's a gorilla. It's not a suit.
That's the point that I'm making. Because they're fursuits, and with humans inside of them. That's another point that people often just don't even think about. People don't really make the connection of, oh wait, aren't they supposed to be like really dangerous? But that's why they come up with these fake backstories. Well, this person is allowed to piggyback a gorilla because they cared for them from childhood. They'll always have some backstory about why the gorilla doesn't rip this person's face off of them. And they'll just make you think that these people are special gorilla whisperers. But the truth is that
gorillas have the potential, and other, you know, apes as well, have the potential to be incredibly scary and hurt you. That's always the case, but that doesn't mean every ape ever is going to kill or maul someone during their life. It's just a cautionary thing to say, hey, take this seriously, and if you don't have training, you shouldn't do it. Which is one of the reasons that lady got her face ripped off. Daddy Sume says, is it the fox mascot costume from AliExpress? My friend has that one. MH Dark Beast says, hey, not all of us like cartoony. My persona is very realistic for the most part. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I like that one. I like that it is an X-Man t-shirt, that he has an X-Man t-shirt, I guess. Where did it go?
it's just a show. They're just putting on
Daddy Sume says my persona is realistic too. No, I've seen it. Don't post it either, please. It's not safe for work. No, not safe for work links.
an act. You can find...
It has 2 penises. I've seen it.
Way more. I guess the point I want to make is this. You can find way more people up close and personal with gorillas than you can, like, with lions. Try to find people, like, really up close and personal with lions. And I'm not saying that that doesn't happen, because it does happen, but that's, like, it's much more rare to see people that are willing to go up close and personal with lions or bears. It happens. There's people out there that do that stuff. But not like the amount of gorillas. It's like everybody, there are just so many people out there that like this.
I don't know how he feels about lions. I don't remember if he's made a video about that.
Have had a piggyback with the gorilla. And yeah. So on Thursday, Mr. Obama said that getting to know Natakasi had helped. So this is again one of those statements that if you know the truth, it's kind of like there's like a hidden meaning behind what they're saying. Helped me to understand the connection between humans and great apes. The connection is that they're the same thing. That's the connection.
In the sense that we're both apes, yeah.
Between humans.
In the sense that we're the same species, no.
The great apes. Of course, they want your mind going to evolution. But what...
I do not believe he's ever collected a list of animals that he thinks exist now. Astrofox says, did this come out after Tiger King came out? Because, like, literally that whole seriously, famously contradict what he said about lions. That's true. No, this came out like 3 or 4 weeks ago. This came out 3 weeks ago.
What they're really referencing is the hidden secret, which is that gorillas literally are. Great apes literally are humans. That's what he's referencing by saying that he's been helped to
humans are great apes.
Understand the connection. But they want the asleep people thinking of
all humans are great apes, but not all great apes are humans.
Oh, he's talking about evolution. I loved her like a child. Again, it probably was this person's child in the suit. Netflix. I tried to find what Natakasi meant, and I couldn't find anything, but I thought it was funny. Did you actually mean nutcase?
It might just be a name. It might just be like a proper noun name from whatever country that is. You did miss Peter, I'm sorry.
Look at all the
we did that earlier. The VOD will be up when the video's done, though. So.
Bright orange. Alarm. This is alarm orange. This is Orange 33 Club orange. This is the orange color. That means somebody knows the secret about orange.
If you're here from the raid, let me introduce you to a little list that I compile on this stream. Where is it? This is a list that I compile anytime one of these conspiracy theorists, often it's either Hans, a lot of the early ones are from Hans, most of them are from A Call for an Uprising. This is a list of everything they have claimed at one time or another are Freemason or Illuminati symbols. The color orange, the number 33, butterflies, the sun, 5-pointed stars, pyramids, eyes, the color blue and gold together, the color black and white together, covering one eye with your hand, the rock on hand symbol, crowns, spirals, the moon, quote, magic circles, Shakespeare, Freemason stairs, which is a particular kind of stair architecture, diamonds, big cat print clothing. Like if you see someone wearing leopard print, they think that's satanic or Freemasonry or something. Lightning, the planet Saturn, cages, pizza, backwards words, masks, arches, heart symbols, peace signs, red shoes, the number 666, and my personal favorite, pine cones. Pine cones are Freemason symbology, according to them. I forgot about the pine cones. So that's a running tally that we've been keeping. I don't think we've added to it in a bit. They kind of repeat the same stuff a lot, but pretty good.
33 here. Why would gorillas be covered in orange, bright orange? Because
I don't know, because it's a color that people use in graphic design. It's eye-catching, it's bright.
They want this to be very surface level, Orange 33 Club. The gorilla, in my opinion, the gorilla is like a very surface level. I think tons of people know that they're fursuits, but I don't know. Some of them might think like, oh, well, when it's on TV, they're fursuits because they're too dangerous to... Maybe they really think that gorillas are real animals, but just that in the zoo and on TV. That, just the way that these people seem so childish, it's like, how could they have access to information like evolution is totally made up, outer space is totally made up? It seems like a lot of them are duped in ways like they think that NASA's fake, but they still believe in aliens and stuff. Or they know about all the fursuits, but they don't know that the animal itself is totally fabricated. There's no real ones.
Ryan Hart, thanks for 100 bits.
I don't know. I've never seen an Orange 33 Club person come out. I guess that's one thing that still waiting on. It seems like they really do have. I've never heard of anyone dissenting.
Boy, isn't it weird that this global conspiracy comprised of hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people, never has any whistleblowers? It's almost like it doesn't exist. No. They exist. I know it because I believe it. So they must. It's just they really have a tight lid on everything. No organization in history that large has ever kept any sort of secret for any amount of time. Even Facebook has, whistleblowers, and they have considerably fewer employees than, memberships in Freemasonry or whatever global conspiracy. Fuck you. That's how I imagine that conversation going. Orange 33. Okay, Orange is he believes orange is a symbolic color for the secret cabal, whatever. And 33, similarly, is a symbolic number. They're Freemason symbols, as far as he's concerned.
And just exposing it. Still have never heard anyone, even though it's just so obvious. Oh, so I'll finish up this video. I've already rambled too much. On the evening of the 26th of September, you see this happen a lot with the months. This is one of those things that have always bugged me, where it's like really obvious.
Who said pine cones were Masonic symbols? I don't remember. Excuse me. I don't remember what hiccup. I don't know what video that was. It was either Hans or a call for an uprising, most likely. Stephen J. Neptune Man says, let me get this straight. This guy doesn't believe in evolution, therefore he believes gorillas were made up to push evolution. Yes, correct. Correct. That is what he believes.
It's October.
He also believes the same of space. He thinks space is made up. He doesn't believe in space. He thinks space was made up in order to make people not believe in God.
The 10th month when it's Oct.
Could have been Dussy guy.
So a lot of time.
What? Dussy? Oh, God. Do I have to explain the Dussy to people? So there was a conspiracy theorist that we've covered. I gotta find his channel again. I don't remember what it was. Who believed that... Cathedral doors. Okay. So you see doors like this that go into cathedrals that are shaped like this, where they're kind of like a door and then it goes up at the top? He did a whole video on how he thought, he thought that architects back in the day when they made, this style of cathedral, he believed that they were shaped like this to be reminiscent of a vagina. And he like literally was at one of these doors and he was like, Gothic arch, thank you. And he's like, this is the clitoris of the door. And that's the day the Dussy was born. So he just talked about it in a very horny way. It was very strange. He was very focused on how he thought this door looked like a vag, and it was weird.
Times with the 33 coding, they do that thing. They'll treat October like 8 or September like 7. On the evening of the 26th of September, well, sept is 7. So, and 26 plus 7 is 33. So this fursuit allegedly died on the 26th of September. It's just a hoax. Look at all the bright orange. They like to talk about the fact that they're used in film. heartwarming personality, was featured in several shows and films.
Yeah, numerology.
Again, with the triad claw. I mean, I showed this picture earlier, but I think they included it here on purpose. They like to show it off. The orange, all laughs, all smiles, cracking up.
It's almost like they're having a good
Bright
time.
Orange. That looks disgusting. They try to be foul. There was another thing in the news. I think I showed it. I'll get to it in a second.
H. Baird says the word gorilla comes from the ancient Carpathian. Sorry, not Carpathian. That's Ghostbusters. From the ancient Carthaginian story about explorers on the coast of Africa who encountered very hairy people who... Oh, I've heard this. Yes, I've read this account, actually. The word gorilla comes from an ancient Carthaginian story about explorers on the coast of Africa who encountered very hairy people who ran up trees when they approached. At first, the Carthaginians tried to talk to them. They killed 2 of them, skinned them, and took their hides back to Carthage. According to the locals they encountered, these hairy people were called gorillas. Yes, I'm familiar with that encounter. Firemancer says apparently there's a collection of Freemason symbols. Ear of corn is one. Of course it is. Of course it is. Wait, abbreviations? Abbreviations are Freemason? Oh, man. It's just, look at how long this list is of stuff they think are Freemason symbols. Oh my god, no wonder these people are so paranoid. They think every potential shape or symbol is a sign that someone's hiding something from them. Jesus. Where'd that video we were watching go? Hans, where have you gone? There we go.
Can you just see that glove? They have bad ones here. Look at that. That looks like flesh and blood to you? Does that really look like flesh and blood to you? The suits are obvious. Once you know the secret, it breaks the magic. It doesn't look as good when you know the secret. So this was another thing in the news. They had a 33 reference right in the beginning. October 26th, so very recently, the Adorable Edition, a male, weighed in at a whopping 3 pounds. And then it's kind of like they're giving you additional
3 is not 33. 3 is 30 different from 33.
information that nobody asked for. Whopping 3 pounds and is expected to nurse for about 3 years. It's like nobody asked you how long they were expected to nurse for. So why
It's an article! They're just talking about the thing! Jesus! What do you want the article to say?
you give a 3 reference right after a 3 reference? 3 pounds, 3 years, 33. It's just a game they play.
Other apes are dependent on their parents much longer than human babies in terms of, like, you know, breastfeeding and stuff. Because I think wait, hold on, let me double check. Hey, Baja. Is other apes, like chimps, are their gestation periods longer? Because aren't human gestation periods shorter because... Yeah, okay, I thought so. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Because we're upright, humans have to get yeeted out of the uterus sooner. Because hips, bipedal hips, different than quadrupedal hips. Baycop says, it's a good thing the Illuminati dropped so many clues about their intent. I know. They're like the Riddler.
A number game they play. They purposefully gave that additional information that nobody asked for just so that they can get 3. Guests will be able to visit the newborn and other gorillas who call the zoo home. So notice this too. They don't say that the gorillas live there. This is where the way that they speak is very specific, and it's in ways where if you know the secret, there's a hidden meaning there.
No, there's not. It says guests will be able to visit the newborn and other gorillas who call the zoo home. That's a normal thing to say. Hans, do you want articles written in the most... It's like he only thinks people write at like a first grade level. The gorillas live at the zoo! They love the zoo because they live there! No, that would be a terrible article, you idiot. Pyromancer says, math is satanic. You can use it to make most combination of numbers equal to other numbers. Yeah.
And it's also like, why would you talk like that unless there was...
Because this person writes above a first grade level.
There's just too many instances of this where if you know the secret, the double meaning is really obvious. They call the zoo home. The gorillas call the zoo home. They're not actually saying that the gorillas live there.
That is literally what they are saying. That is what that turn of phrase means.
Because the gorillas don't live there.
Like if I say that, like this house, I could say to you right now, yep, this is where I call home. That means I live here. It means it's my home. That's literally what that sentence means. Maps and Mimic says, did anyone play that game in middle school called 24 where you'd have cards with numbers on them and you'd have to figure out the operations to get to 24? I feel like these people would be amazing at it. I'm not familiar with it, no. You ever play 52 card pickup?
Gorillas are fursuits that actors get into each day, and they go do their job. So the gorillas call the zoo home, but the actors don't even live at the zoo. So do you see how this is a form of mocking, I believe, a form of that hidden communication. They love to talk on multiple levels, but they also kind of think of it as like a karmic release thing, where they say, well, I'm technically not lying. Like, I didn't tell you that the gorillas lived at the zoo. They'll be able to visit the gorillas who call the...
I should be more open-minded. Is possible these are free Masonic? You know, I'm thinking no.
Zoo home. Isn't that just a really weird way to say that somebody lives in a place? And it's because that's not even...
No, it's a very normal way to say that.
Even what they're saying at all. They call it home. Anyways, 33. 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. 11-3, 3-11 is like the most obvious way to reference 33 without outright saying 33. I think I've said enough. Gorillas have been in the news. They're one of those things that's shoehorned into everything. It's like outer space is just always in the news. Dumb stuff for no reason. And same thing with gorillas will always be in the news. They've been talking about this with the whole virus.
Yeah, we're related to them. It comes up because people give a shit. At least a lot of people give a shit about gorillas. I'm pretty sure they're in danger.
Thing. And they will always come up with fluff stories, but also ways to talk about them when nobody asked, because they got to keep their programming going. They recently had this whole thing going on. Anyways, getting gross with it. Furries, getting nasty. Alright, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. God bless everyone.
God, that guy's awful. Okay, that's probably good for Tinfoil. Well, I guess it's not Tinfoil Tuesday. It's Foil Friday, because we didn't do Tuesday this week. His videos do end super abruptly. Who are we gonna raid? What's time for Tinfoil up to? Not there at the moment.
What day sucks. It everything up for pretty much all of us.
You're not supposed to do that.
Screw it. We'll do time for Tinfoil.
Yeah.
We'll see if they're back soon.
I saw it better a minute ago. It looks like it's gone away. But we got it at the beginning. So
have a good night, everyone. I will be back tomorrow for a normal
and it
stuff.
Would make sense when there's
maybe
a lot
Chud
of
Watch. I'm not sure.
A lot of the stuff in the sky. Then when you got other planes going through,
Sunday will be the Patron live show. I'm doing multiple live shows this month because I missed
because of
I
all
missed
the
like
additional
2
particles
months.
in the
It's
sky,
a whole
right?
thing. I apologize. So we're doing multiple ones this month to try and make up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will see you guys later. Have a wonderful evening. If you're here from the raid, give me a follow. If you liked what you saw, I'd love to see you in chat more often. It's always a good time. Daddy Sume says, "Love me, Hannah. Be more lovable." Wow, that's one of the meaner things I've ever said. I'm joking. You're a fine person, Daddy Sume. I am mean to you for jokes.
That's pretty cool.
All right, I'll see you guys later. Have a good night.
Probably the same. These all are probably commercial flights, and this is commercial jet fuel.
Yeah, that's from Albuquerque probably, or Durango.